updated notes so I can be better on your live. I still have to get dressed. I'm not even dressed.
All right.
I still gotta do my hair, put on my shirt and tie. So wait, what else
I'm
was I
going to
gonna ask you?
reschedule this. Do you want to do a little short one here in a little bit, and then maybe we can just put the word out that we'll be going live tomorrow?
Uh, I mean, we could do that. I am going to the transportation office tomorrow morning. Tonight, I am going to bed at 8, 9 o'clock sharp so that I can get up at 5 a.m. and I am going to go to the transportation department. I know it might be a waste of time, but I was going to go today, but it's already 1 by the time I get there too, right? So I got,
Well, everything's
you know,
closed. I mean, and that's the whole
I don't care.
thing.
I
And
don't care. I want
like I
to just
said,
show people that I'm learning. Listen, Tom. For me, okay, when you go hunting, are you a hunter?
okay, everybody, sorry about that. We have the person that was supposed to be going live with us. He's a little bit behind schedule here. So, anyways, what we're discussing here is the standpoint. This gentleman drove all the way from Nevada to go up to DC to talk to Trump about what's going on in the trucking industry, and that's what we're trying to do is getting before Trump. Okay, not before Congress, not before any of the dumbasses up there, but straight to Trump. Okay, um, so what we're doing here is we want to see about um, truckers' wives, truckers' children. Okay, um, to do like a email that we can get that you can email us like a redress of your grievances about the trucking industry and what's going on, what the struggle is. Okay. This is something that's got to be taken care of pretty soon. I mean, I'm for like a minimum rate or something like that, like $4 a mile, because, everybody's hollering about safety, 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 safety in these trucks, and we have all these safety blitzes. We have all these things out there that these drivers are being pulled over for, but they don't have the money to fix their trucks, but they still have to work. They don't have a choice. They're stuck where they're at. They have truck payments, house payments, insurance payments, everything. And the thing is here that um, by us, everybody out there, those trucks are out there on the road with us too. And if we can't get enough money for these guys to fix their trucks and have a safe truck to drive down the road, because like me, I want to have a safe truck to drive. I want to go home. I have, when I was driving on the road, I had my wife in it. I mean, right now I'm shut down because I just couldn't afford it anymore. I'm done. I'm done. We have brokers out there manipulating the rates on the load boards, the spot market rate, by not posting any rates or posting low rates. And it's just the standpoint that that stuff needs to come to end. We need some kind of regulation here. I've done websites before and everything that you can require a field. There should, when you're putting in a zero rate, that market is going off of the posted rates. I talked to DAT. That's what they told me. I said, well, even though they post that low rate or no rate, or that load's not getting hauled for that. We negotiate those rates, what we haul that load for. But the overall, the overall number that goes in there and it's calculated and everything else about the posted rates, and the only ones that are posting the rates are the damn brokers. Well, then they're allowing them to manipulate it. And we're paying these companies like Truck Stop, DAT to get the live load board and get the highest load, rates or whatever. Uh, $150 a month just to get on their load board. It's ridiculous. Let's see here. We got newbie. Who all we got over here? G Gab, Floyd. What's going on? G Gab. We had Sun Honey, I think. So I'm gonna pull up a few things here. I'm gonna play them. Some things that's going on. Um, Give me just a second. I'll try to call me. Oh, hold on just a minute. I'm gonna mute for a minute because I got a phone call I gotta make. One second. Let's see here. If I can get this pulled up here. First off, we got to do our intro. All right, here we're gonna go over here to Cheeky D Talk, and we're gonna go to likes. So here's one. So y'all are not hearing that? Okay, let me see if I can do this again. Window. This. Share. Why do I not see the audio? Why is there no audio? Oh. Stop sharing. So share. To share audio. Share tab. It won't let me share the audio. Well, I guess the only other way for me to do this is to go to the up here. Drop that down, share screen.
Like to state something that's just baffling the shit out of me. DEF, right? How long have we been fighting DEF? How many people's trucks have been down? How many hours have been lost to DEF and DPF systems? And we've been fighting this forever. But all of a sudden the ATA comes in and says, well, we need this DEF gone, right? So they say that they've done the study and that it's not leaving a carbon footprint, and that's the real reason. But here's the real reason, right? Mega fleets were out of business as soon as the DEF was gone. They don't want people to know that, so they're trying to make a smokescreen of, oh, it's no problem anymore, so let's just cancel it. Everybody that's got DEF on their truck should be sending the federal government a bill to have it removed. Because it's $5,000 to $7,000 to get this stupid shit removed. But really, what really baffles me about this, man, and this is what I really wanted to talk about. 1 month. That's all it took to get Congress off their ass to get rid of this. 3 years. I personally have been working on broker transparency. Kick it down the road, kick it down the road, kick it down the road. Congress can't see it right now. But when the ATA goes up and says, oh, we got a problem here. Now realize, the ATA is not the American Trucking Association, okay? It's the American Mega Carrier Association. That's what it really is. It shouldn't be called the American Trucking Association because they could give a shit less about truckers, right? What they care about is putting a warm body behind the seat of a mega company, okay, like Warner, Swift, Schneider, JB Hunt. All these companies nobody wants to work for. Why? They treat us like shit. Why are they able to treat us like shit? Now that's a question right there. The answer? Because Congress took us out of the Fair Labor Act. That's right. You're not part of it. If you drive a truck, you're a slave. You literally have no rights as a worker. Closest thing to modern day slavery you're going to get. If it's not in your contract that you can go home, guess what? You can't go home. They can tell you you can't go home. They're fining people for taking more than their days off. Right? And that's some bullshit. If you're out for a month and they give you 2 or 3 days off and you decide, hey, I need a couple more days, like I got shit I got to do, right? I got a family, I got a life, they don't care. So why are we putting up with their shit? Why don't we say enough, Congress? Okay? The mega companies have ran their race. They're only 14% of the industry, and that's with the owner-operators that are actually leased on with them. They don't own any real part of this industry. This industry is made up of the independents. So why is it 3 years we can't get broker transparency? Now, mind you, broker transparency has actually been law since 1980. Law, not regulation, law. Okay? But they can get DEF and everything else erased back to 2009, which basically means they're taking DEF off the trucks. They're taking all afterburner, regeneration, all of it off. It's gone, right? We're going back to the good old-fashioned motor with all of the electronics on it, and it's going to be just a fiasco of shit, just so you know. You're going to have so many people trying to get this done that, mechanics are going to love this. But I think every mechanic that's ever been sued should sue the federal government for them infringing on their right to make a living. Being this was never about a greener planet, right? It was more about a greener dollar bill, right? That's what it was all about. So I think that everybody that was affected by this should go after the federal government's surety bonds, okay? And they should go after the EPA and all the other 3-letter agencies that, guess what? The Chevron doctrine being pulled? Yeah, guess what? It means you can sue the shit out of the EPA. They don't have the right to make laws. They never did. So, just a little bit of information for you. If you feel like suing somebody, the EPA is a good way to start. It is past time for a change.
All right, everybody. I got, let's see here, stop sharing screen. Got Vincent up here. This gentleman, he's kind of like tip the spear right now. He came from Nevada, decided to go up to D.C. He's trying to get in front of Trump and have a meeting with him, discuss stuff like rates and things that are going on in this country with trucking. So, anyways, Vincent, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. Like he was saying, my name is Vince. I'm a commercial driver. I'm an owner operator, a husband and a father. I'm from the state of Nevada. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Like what have all our fellow forefathers and American patriots done in the past? It takes a lot of problems and you're sick and tired of it. Your pursuit of happiness is being destroyed and you get fed up with it and you're like, okay, I guess I got to get into politics and I got to figure out a route through this to get some things changed. And what's going on in the trucking industry is an absolute shame. People should be ashamed of themselves. I couldn't imagine going to a McDonald's worker, making $20. Let's say they make 15, $20 an hour and figuring out 5 or 6 different jobs to be able to take away from his hourly wage, and he's making like $2 an hour, right? And that's what's happened in the trucking industry. So many slick people have nickel and dimed us to death over the last 50 years. None of us are really noticing till now, and I think the only reason we notice now is because 30% inflation. If the inflation didn't start, whatever it was 3 years ago, I think any of us would just keep on keeping on. But drivers don't realize the revenue is there for what you produce. What your energy output produces every year, we're gone what, 300 over the road drivers are gone on average about 300 days out of the year, right? Out of all those 300 days, personally, I think like 2/3 of our wages are being taken from us. Everybody thinks I'm crazy when I say we should be getting $300,000, $400,000. Well, that's what they were making in the 70s. Truck drivers in the 70s paid off their house in 10 years. They saved $60,000, $70,000 per kid to send them to college. Their house repairs, they had vacation, they fixed their house repairs. They were able to buy things for their trucks for fun. They had a hobby, just a normal standard life. So yeah, like Tom was saying, I kind of just got put into this position. I didn't really ask for it. I'm just a simple guy like all of you. I'm a simple man that is fed up. I'm fed up with giving everything and getting nothing in return. Not saying I want it all, but I do want to be paid a fair wage for an honest day's pay. And why is that too much to ask for? Why are we all brainwashed going around like parrots? No disrespect to anybody. We're going around like parrots, and we just keep repeating like, rock. It's okay to work hard 14, 15-hour days for a roof over your head and food in your mouth. I mean, is everybody in the chat, are you guys okay with that? Are you women okay with that? Are you okay with sacrificing everything and leaving your families to do this job in this industry for crumbs, literal crumbs? Like, everybody should be paid a fair wage, right? But brokers should not be making 40 to 60% off our back. What do they do? 20 minutes a load? So let's say coast to coast. Let's say they spend what, 20, 30 minutes on it. Maybe in the next 4 days, they follow up a couple times. They do a little bit of paperwork on the end, on the receiving end, the coast and the end. But they don't spend 4 days at 14 hours a day getting that load done, do they? So they don't get the rewards of that financial income. We get most of the reward for that financial income because our output of energy is actually producing that. Again, I'm not saying that we're all that or we're special. We are just a link in the very amazing chain that our country has, right? We're just a link. But like anesthesiologists, uh, wait, did I say that right? The doctors that put you to sleep. Do you know they make like 700K a year? 5 to 700K a year, you know? And maybe they should be getting paid that. I mean, our lives are literally at their hands. They go to school for 12 years. They have earned the right to have a really good pursuit of happiness for their life. Okay. So what was he saying earlier, Tom, about the Congress made it to where we're not a skilled worker anymore?
My microphone.
There we go.
Anyways,
Because I want to write.
basically, it is the standpoint that it took 1 month for mega carriers to go up there basically and say to Congress, get rid of death. And they got rid of it. The ATA and all this other stuff. And that's what I was telling you earlier, like everybody, oh, go to the ATA, do this, do that, and all this other stuff. They don't work for us. They don't work
Right.
for us. Hold on, who have got over here? Is that Lisa? Hold on, I want to introduce y'all to Lisa real quick. She's
All
a
right. Same Lisa as yesterday?
no, 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 no. This is Lisa the
Okay.
mayor. She was in the
Oh,
convoy
okay.
too. She's a
Right
truck
on.
driver. She has her own business. She
Okay.
kind of knows what we're talking about with these rates and stuff like that.
What are
She's
you
down.
doing?
How's it going,
Well,
Lisa?
not much. Basically, what we're doing here, Vincent, he's up in Washington right now. He's trying to get in front of Trump
Yeah.
because he wants to talk to him about these rates. He wants to talk to him about what's going on in the industry, how um, we're being beat down bad when it comes down to the money and everything else. We can't fix our trucks. We can't.
No.
We won't when we want safe trucks. A lot of us are
Well,
having to shut down.
yeah, there's a few reasons for that. One of them is all the people that shouldn't be legally on the road are on the road taking low rates. Two is that you've got people that aren't supposed to be double booking and triple booking, booking through, and so everyone gets their little hand in the cookie jar. And those are like the two biggest things I see in the race. Is I mean, I try to pick off those people that are triple and double booking. A load will go up, and then three or four people will rush in to double book or triple book, and then try to ask you to take those rates for low. But then you've got, you know, three or four people in a truck that might not, shouldn't be in there, or people that aren't following the rules and doing it legally, you know, for whatever reason, whether it's the
Well,
person, the truck, or whatever, and they go take those rates.
well,
So,
see, here's the issue too. When I talk to DAT, and we know that DAT basically controls the rate market as far as the
yeah,
spot market rate, right? They're the ones who post it. They're the ones putting it out there. So last year I called DAT because I was using Truck Stop and I was thinking about moving back over to DAT to
right,
see if I could get anything better. You know, that cost me $150 a month for each one of these
right,
these Truck Stop. I had to pay 150. DAT, to get any good loads, you got to pay 150 or upwards. I think it went up. Anyways, when I was talking to a lady, I was like, "How do y'all get these rates? Where do the
yeah,
spot market rates come from?" And she
right,
told me this: the posted rates that the brokers
Wow.
are posting the
Wow.
loads at on
yeah,
their boards is how. So if they're posting low rates or
yeah,
zero rates, you know
yeah,
this, Lisa, sometimes they post zero.
zero.
So that
They don't post it
that
all.
drives that down. Nobody's hauling that load for zero.
No,
Okay. And
Well, if
and
you
so
look on the load board, you'll see the same load posted like 5 times
that's
yeah.
between
exactly
five
what we're
different
talking
brokers.
about. It can't
Uh-huh.
be.
You'll see
Right.
3,000, 2,800, 2,600,
Yeah,
2,400. So the
yeah,
top guy's selling it to the bottom guy, to the bottom, to the bottom. And all those $200 stacked is
yeah,
$1,000 out of our pocket that we
yeah.
need for
Yeah.
mechanical
Well,
maintenance or taxes or whatever.
and even if their first broker, the different brokers will take whatever chunks they want off it. So maybe you go to the one that's 3,000 and you call the second one that's 2,800, and it's the same load amount, but they're choosing to take $200 more off the load, you know?
Right.
Right.
So
Well,
there
and
needs
it's
to be
like,
like a truth in advertising. Like, hey, you know, like I was working on getting my broker's license, and I made the decision that I wasn't going to charge more than whatever 10% because you're just sitting behind a fucking desk. Sorry.
Well, because what is the human heart, right? Like we're all naturally fall short of the glory of God, right? So our
Right.
hearts, we have to try. I do it. I shouldn't speak for everybody. Me, I have to work daily at being the best man that I can be, being the most
Sure.
honest person I can be. And I fail sometimes, right? I am human.
We
I
all
make
do.
mistakes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If you make 10%, now that sounds decent for your time, right? Because you
Right.
are owed a wage for your time.
Oh,
But
definitely.
once you start justifying, well, I need a vacation or I need more money for this or that,
Yeah.
instead of budgeting, you're looking for
Yeah.
other people to take it from. So first you're at 12%, then you justify 15, then and we're at 40 to 60% in some cases, which is mind
Yeah.
blowing to me
Yeah,
how
I've
this is
seen
even
50.
legal.
I've seen ridiculous.
50,
It's greedy.
it's so we got to get some things
Yeah,
changed. We got to
it's
get
not,
some
it's
things
just
changed.
greedy.
Yes, it's greed. It's human greed, which is a
well,
normal thing.
well, see, that's the whole point. Like I
But
said, when they're
again,
post,
you
what,
yeah, you still
what,
got
what,
the other ones that come, like even from another country, you know, even if they're running legally, they're not used to the kind of wages that it takes out here. So guess what? They run lower.
Bingo. Bingo. So I tell a lot of people that they don't believe me. So let's say a foreigner is here and they're living in the truck, so they have no payment of a roof over their head. They don't
Right,
have a car. They don't have to worry about car insurance. Like all they have to worry about really is food, their cell phone, and
right,
that's it. Let's say they're a company driver. Let's say they're making even like 700 or 800 bucks a week. To us, that's a joke living in this country.
right.
But in other third world countries,
That's a
seven, eight
lot.
hundred bucks Oh yeah, they send home like 90. I mean, they're good men. They're just trying to support their families. You
Right.
can't blame them necessarily.
No.
They're just men and women coming here trying to support their
Yeah,
families in
it's
other countries. But their
but
families are
it's
living like kings off our back, and it's
yeah,
not cool.
it's a cultural different. It's a big cultural thing. Like, we
Hmm.
can't. Most people I know out here pay $1,500 a month for an apartment to live in. Like, that'll
Where
that'll
are
take
you
care of a
at?
whole family. Midland, Texas. I'm in
Midland,
the oil
Texas?
fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the
Okay.
oil
Okay.
fields, so we see a lot of it
Nice.
out here. Like, we have a lot of people that come and make all this money out here doing it, unofficial.
They use your
and
state for some reason.
and guess
Brokers
what?
have, yeah.
I mean, I had a guy hit my
So
husband in a semi truck into his semi truck, and the guy didn't speak any English. So, but
wow.
sorry, I'm working right now
Wow.
too. So,
I know you hear about it all the time.
So
I was backed in when I first became an owner operator. I kid you not, my truck was backed into twice while sleeping. Once he
oh
almost
dang,
killed me. I jumped out in my underwear. The guy tried to take off. He was from the old Dominican Republic, I think it's called.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, he couldn't speak a lick of English. He tried to take off. I blocked him in his truck in my underwear. I was sleeping, you know.
yeah.
But something's got to change. So that's what I'm doing. It kind of feels like I'm being called to do this. I didn't choose to do this, but I am passionate about trucking. I am burned out, to be honest with you. I'm extremely burned out, and I wouldn't mind at all full time fighting for truckers and American truck drivers that love the industry, love their country, and they have families. Or even if they're, bachelors, whatever. I would love to try to make things better if I can. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
that's what I'm trying to do. This is just the beginning. I just started 2 days ago, so I got a
Oh,
long ways to go. I
well,
I I,
you
I
got
feel
you
like I'm
got hooked up
probably
with some
gonna
good
be doing this
people.
for years.
It is yours. Yeah, you got hooked up with some good people. There's a good
God
little
Almighty, God Almighty.
from yeah
Yeah,
underneath him. And then from that trekking convoy, there's a lot of good people that just want to do good and want to see good changes. But we got kind of beat down the last few years there. So some of us are a little
yeah.
tired right
yeah,
now,
we
I hear
did.
you.
just
Well,
trying to rescue our
you
families.
have some new
So
energy. Hey, you have some new energy in the game now. Some high energy.
yeah,
I haven't been beat to a pulp yet. Like we talked to a gal yesterday and she was just super negative. God bless her. She was super negative though. She was really down. She's like, don't use unite, use support. And I hear what she's saying, but
yeah,
everybody says truckers will never unite. But you know what, Lisa? I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that. I think that we can unite. We just all got to get on the same page. There's got to be somebody to bring us together that we believe in. Although there's got to be a lot of us, not just one person. But somebody has to get into politics and create safety mechanisms where this never happens to the next guy or girl that's getting their CDL at 25, right? Trying to support their families, right? The next generation.
well,
Let's I'm 47. I'm right at that age where okay, maybe it's time to kind of do something else, you know?
yeah. Yeah, where do you go? I mean, it's like you can put in, you know, regulations
I'm
is a
going to figure it
difficult
out.
thing. A lot of us, there's a lot of stupid regulations that don't need to be out there, but there are some good ones too. Like, I mean,
Right.
how do you, I guess, police that? Because really, you shouldn't be able to take more than a certain amount on a load, and it's supposed to be illegal for you to double and triple broker, but people get away with it all the dang time. So how do
Well,
you enforce that?
that's the reason why I said that there should be some kind of a minimum. I mean, we have a minimum wage. We have a
Yeah,
minimum wage, and we know that we have to fix our trucks. So there should at least be $2 going to a truck. $2 to the truck, not in my pocket, but to that truck to
yeah,
fix it,
I
run
agree.
it down the road.
But it's
And
And
you
that,
know what
it's
else? We
also
educate
market driven
ourselves.
too, and like I said, a lot of that,
but that's the
right?
problem. The
But a lot of
market
that
is
market drive is based on the who's there.
Yeah, but see, that's the
Yeah.
problem. The market is being manipulated. When they're not
Right.
posting those rates, when they're not posting decent rates, and then we're not have no way to actually see. And this is the question I asked DAT. I said, why
Yeah, it
do
is.
us drivers not have a way to post what we got on that load? Because we always negotiate that rate up. That just because it was posted at $2 don't mean it got hauled at $2. It may got hauled at 3 or
Right.
$4, 3.50, something like that. And that would actually show the true rate of what stuff is actually being hauled for. You're letting the brokers manipulate it, and that is a
They
big
are.
problem.
There's got to
You
be
know, and
some truth
20
in marketing.
and 20% of these brokers don't even live in the USA, you guys. I don't know how you
No, they
feel about
don't
that, but I'm
because
not okay with
no,
that. I'm not okay with that.
no. I get calls all the time from I don't know,
Same.
Asia, India. We can
Syria.
help. No,
Yeah.
go away, go away.
Yes.
I'm real big
So,
on. No, I don't
amen,
think you should
sister.
be able to conduct that business.
I didn't think it's so nice to hear that coming from you right now. Like you give me so much hope, and thank you for that because I thought I was alone out here. I did because I am
No,
like that. I will not take a load for 80 cents out of Seattle. I'll deadhead home.
no.
I live in
Yeah,
Reno. I'll deadhead 700 miles, not because I
yeah.
want to or can even
It's the
afford to, but
principle
because
of the matter.
it's the principle, damn it.
Yeah,
And that's
I
what our
know.
blood is about. You know,
I
So
know.
our blood.
I want to show y'all something here, and this is I looked at this stuff up yesterday. I don't have a problem with a company making profit, right?
Sure.
I don't have a problem with the company making profit. But see, look at Landstar. We're gonna take one company out there, right?
Okay.
How many trucks does Landstar own?
They own or they
Yeah,
lease on,
this is the whole point. How many trucks does Landstar own?
right?
Right.
They own zero
Zero.
trucks.
Yeah.
They lease on drivers, right? They got 8,000 to 9,000 um, owner operators leased on at any given time. And also, these guys are like leasing the trailers and stuff from them
Yeah.
and everything else. So around $1,200 a month, $1,300 depends upon the trailer. Okay,
Right.
so this right here, we deal with facts here, right? So, anyways, let's go back here now.
Facts over feelings.
Um, how is Landstar have its own insurance company? Okay.
Yes, they're self-insured, I believe.
So basically, these drivers that lease to Landstar are paying for insurance through Landstar. Okay.
Right, they're
And Landstar
self-insured.
is making money off that insurance. Okay.
Yep.
Plus, Landstar is also self insured. Okay. So their premiums don't go up if one of these drivers go out there and have a wreck or whatever. Now that driver's premium will go up, and he'll have to pay Landstar more money to keep on driving for Landstar. But I mean, do you see the gimmick here? So now here's another one. How much profit did Landstar report last year? Okay, and it's profit over all their expenses.
Oh, I lost you.
Okay,
Right.
all right. Profit of over $71 million. Okay. 70, will we lose her?
I don't know.
Oh,
No.
she must have cut
Can you
out.
hear me?
Yeah. So they made their profit was $71 million. But check this out. All right. How much did Landstar pay out to shareholders last year? You see that
I
right
don't want to
there?
know.
Approximately $202.6 million. And they own zero trucks. What did the shareholders invest in? They didn't invest in any equipment, they didn't invest
Mm,
in anything like that. But they made, and that's not including the brokers, that's not including the employees that work for Landstar. How's that possible?
Right. Well, that's just one small example of the revenue of what we're generating being taken. That's just one tiny example. We're being hit at all angles. All
Right.
angles. That's how I ended up here. Like, what the heck am I doing in Washington, D.C.? This is
Right.
nuts. Like, my wife, she was like, "You're crazy. Like, just get another load and come home, whatever, you know." And I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. I am tired of working my butt off for
Which you
to just keep going. Like, where's the end in this? Like, that's what started this. Like, is this really the end of my? This is my life for the next. I got what if I'm lucky another 15 years, 20 years, right? The average life of a truck driver is 62 years old. Now that's just the average, you know. And so we need to be compensated for our hard work.
Yeah, that's all it is. I'm not
Yeah.
sitting here saying, I mean, and here's a reality. Uh, anyways, here's the reality. We got to eat, right? We got to fix our truck. The main thing was we had to fix our truck, or we get more. It costs us more money because we get fines and penalties with these safety blitzes and all this stuff they do to us. I mean, and we've got to have that money to fix that truck.
Right.
I'm going to be quite honest with you. The reason why I decided to park the truck is because mine, I need new brakes on it. I need new brake drums. I probably need to go ahead and replace the seals when I do that.
Couldn't
You
afford
know
it.
what I'm saying?
Couldn't afford it. Yeah.
I'm
See,
looking at about 3 grand that I didn't have,
I
and
think
with the
I think
insurance,
that's how we got here. I think that's how we got to this point as truck drivers, as owner operators. I think we got to this point because our maybe like me, for my pride, I don't want to admit to people I'm living paycheck to paycheck. That was hard for me to say before 3 days ago. It was hard for me to look at you guys and say, "You know what? I'm struggling. I'm barely able to keep food on the table for my family. I'm struggling hard." Maybe we can't, I'm talking to my wife, maybe we can't have this biblical traditional lifestyle that we work hard to protect.
Huh.
Maybe you do have to be like everybody else. Both of us go to work while we pay someone to raise our kids. And it shouldn't be like that,
Well, don't.
you know?
No, but don't feel bad because, like he had to park his truck. I had to shut down for a little while. We started back up. We just shut down again. Now both of us are working. My husband got in a bad wreck in October. He can't drive a truck right
Yeah,
now.
I'm sorry to
I
hear
don't know
that.
if he's ever going to drive a truck right now. I appreciate that. I mean, God took care of him. I told him, I'm like, I'm sorry that you had to get hurt to save that man's life because that's exactly what happened.
Oh,
That man's life is saved because he hit my husband. I don't know how many other people would have died if he hadn't hit my husband exactly where he was supposed to hit him, when he was supposed to hit him. So he's hurt and he might never drive a truck again, but you know what? He's alive. He's walking, he's talking.
yeah,
You go from
right.
there. We started our trucking company up again and our semi got in a wreck. And so I prayed about it and the Lord's like, you just need to simplify right now. So yeah, we don't have kids though. We're trying to have kids, but we don't have kids.
Right.
So right now we can both work, but no way I would let my kids be raised by anybody but me.
Exactly. You don't want that because then they're being
So
raised by somebody else's morals and values. They're not being
you
raised by
don't know what
yours.
their principles are. Yeah. So I mean, even if we had to go live in a RV and raise our kids, that's what we would do. But still, there needs to be like truth in advertising. Like if that I guess this is what'll keep them honest. If you make a rule, a law that they have to say what they're getting paid for the load
Transparency.
and then show what they're charging for the load, yeah, I think that would clear up a lot
That's
of
what I'm
shit.
aiming for. That's actually one of the first
Yeah,
steps that we're focusing on is the money. What is the money? It's the brokerage, the
yeah,
40 to
yeah.
60%. That's what's making it to where you can't go back in business. And trust me, I'm
It is, but then there's the idiots that are taking it. So it's like there's people that can't get it through their head that are like, well, at least I'm making something. But are
you're not
you? Did you
no.
do the math? You're
Yes.
not making money.
Yes.
Oh, you got $500 toward your debt. You know what I mean? And you just encourage them again to send out something at $1 a
Right.
mile. It's just like running hot shots. I have arguments all the time with them about hot shots. They're like, well, it's an LTL. I'm like, I don't give a shit if it's an LTL. It still takes up my whole
Yep.
trailer and takes just as much fuel to take it where it needs to go. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and that whole
and,
deal with
and
the
a
hot
40
shot,
foot,
that whole deal, the hot shot thing, pretty much started in the oil field, right? And hot shot was
yeah, yeah.
like
Well,
hot shot meant extreme,
hot shot's there.
extremely now.
Like
We need it
Yeah,
medicine,
now.
like
it's
We've got
refrigerated
a
there.
well
medicine.
Whether it's
shot
a
down
truck,
that is costing
yeah,
$1 million an
yeah.
hour.
Hot shot is
You know,
speed. It's not really truck and trailer.
yeah.
It's just speed. So a semi could be a hot shot too. It's just
And
speed in the oil
you're
field.
going out
That's
on
what a
these
hot shot
rough
is.
ass roads that tear your vehicle up, your trailer
Yep.
up, and
Yeah,
Yep.
everything else,
Yep.
and dirt,
yeah.
mud.
So
Yeah,
That's what I tell
I've
these.
been blessed
That's what
to have my own customers, so I didn't have to deal with that. But
nice.
when you watch them boards try to run in and out of the oil field, they'll call me and be like, "Will you do it for $2?" I said, "You lost your mind." I
Just
said,
hang
"I
up
don't
on
move
them.
for less than 450. You
Nice.
know."
Good for you.
So
Good for
give me
you.
a minute. I gotta do an invoice real quick. Hang on.
Okay.
so,
Um, yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of these multi-stop loads, you'll have these guys, they're at like 28, 34 stops, right? And they'll say, oh, 350, 370 a mile. And I'm like, nah, you need to pay like 550, $6 a mile. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, am I? Do you have any idea with this equipment when you stop and back up
How
and
long it
and you turn your,
takes?
you're in a tight spot and you have to turn your wheel sitting still instead of moving 1 mile an hour? You tear up your steers, you tear up your suspension, you're in and out of traffic, you're getting on the freeway, off the freeway. Like that is so the worst wear and tear on a vehicle is what? City driving. My truck, my big rig is in much better shape than my wife's expedition because my wife puts about 15,000 miles a year taking the kids to and from karate right down the street, 2 miles down the street, but she's there twice a day, all the church events and this and shopping and right. So she tears up vehicles where I'm at 64 to 67 miles an hour, 68 miles an hour max on the interstate, just cruising, right?
well,
Like
I mean,
95% of the time.
people don't understand that with the weight and everything else, the brakes. I mean, it eats it up. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, just everything, heat. Cold.
Yep.
Everything
Cold, hot,
wears
cold,
on
just
these
the
trucks. And when
seasons.
we got to drive up in the north when it's 29 degrees, it's in there chewing that engine up, because
Yep.
the oil thickens and stuff
Right.
don't want to move right and flow right,
Friction, steel friction.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
it's literally we have to deal with all this stuff. And it's not a whining, we choose to do it because we want to do it, right?
Right.
We
We love
want
what
to
we
do
do.
this
Right.
and we want to make sure be a part of society,
Bam.
and be
Bam.
and we're actually probably one of the most productive parts of society because we move this country. Not one damn thing that you get from your toothpaste to your butt wipe to whatever, your food, your
Yeah.
concrete, your gravel, anything, any
Right.
building material does not
Right.
move unless it goes on a truck. And there may be one of these other things that we need to look at is no more free shipping. Okay?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that may be
Yeah.
another
There's
thing
no
that needs
such
to
thing
go
as free. I
somewhere.
don't know why. I don't know why
There's no
people
it's
even
not
say
free.
that. Yeah. It's just like
How did
saying,
we get to how did we get to that free shipping?
I because people, Americans, literally don't want to do the work, and I'm guilty of it at times too. They don't want to do the work to do any real research, to really educate themselves. It's human nature to want to do less, right? Like you just want to be entertained and enjoy your life. You don't want to have to, like, I don't want to be here right now. I don't. Last night I was studying government and I was studying the trucking industry more than I more know now. I'm trying to really put all the pieces together so I can do better, so I can be more efficient, right? And that's not an easy thing to do. So if you just say free shipping, let's say we got $100 product, right? Well, let's charge $115 and instead of $100 and then $15 in shipping, what's $115 but free shipping? Today
Well,
only
see, I've
though.
worked in
Today only though.
contracting. I've worked in contracting for years, right? As well.
Mm,
I've done that. I go trucking for a little while. I get bored with it, and I'd go back into trucking, doing something. You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
because I've been doing this for over 30 years. If you can imagine staying in a truck for 30 something years,
No, I
you,
can't,
you
brother.
can't do it. You just can't do it.
Yeah. Your
Sometimes
body.
to get your mind straight, you have to get out of that truck for a little while and do something else. But
Yeah.
I've always kept my CDL for the simple fact of business. It's always been money. It's always been money in my
Right.
pocket. I
Right.
mean, right now I'm not driving for myself. My truck is sitting. I pull out when I show my truck. Y'all see, there's no numbers on that door right now, right?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I could go lease on to somebody tomorrow. I could reactivate my numbers. I could do all that stuff. But the problem is, I'm not going to do it if the money's not there. It's no
Good
sense
for
in me
you.
sitting having to stress and worry anymore.
Yeah.
And
And good
and
for
and the
you, man.
problem is, and here's what happens, people, when you get a monopoly, and that's what we've got right now. Okay? And it's behind the scenes monopoly. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
The standpoint is, and I'm gonna tell you, it's the shareholders. Okay, it's the shareholders, the ones that got that 200 and something $1 million of our money that didn't buy one truck. Okay,
Right. Right.
didn't pay 1 cent in fuel.
Right.
Okay, explain to me.
Yes.
And when I made the comment about, oh, maybe we need a minimum like rate, like $4 a mile, minimum, bare, minimum,
Did
there,
you notice
boom.
how that one woman was trying to like knock that down? Like you'll never
Yeah.
get it.
Oh,
Like you
oh, you
call
get a
yourself
minimum.
a
That's all
truck
you're going to get is a
driver,
minimum. No,
but
no,
you don't want.
no,
And you know, $4 an hour, $4 a mile isn't even a lot of money. That's just
no.
decent pay, you guys.
Yeah.
We need to fight for a better life.
Well,
If I did 100,000
part
miles, that
like I
would be
said,
two
the
hundred
problem
thousand
is
dollars in my pocket.
the reason I made money is I didn't run off low boards. I went and I sought out these customers and stuff. And so I don't know if there's a way to convince companies to have an easier access to other companies, because what happens is these big old brokers like Landstar go in and they have the money for the insurance, because some of these companies in the oil field have moved up to $11 million.
Right.
$11
And they're
million.
expecting us to pay that to get to
You know
get.
what I mean? Yeah. So you're talking about you got a $200,000 insurance bill a year to function in the oil field in most places. And
Mhm.
so, I carried 3 million and I still spent out, I don't know, 8, 10, 15, 20,000 a year just on insurance. So that's why
Yeah.
people go into these brokers, because they have the money. It's just like it pissed me off about this broker's license, because you have to have a $75,000 bond. And I had good credit at the time, but it was fixing to go down south real quick because I couldn't make my customers pay me, and I lost $40,000 in like 3 months.
And
And
that's
Be
the
so,
honest.
problem.
What is
When you go
credit? What is
direct,
credit,
when you go
guys?
direct and you got to wait 30 days for your money, 60
yeah,
days, 90 days for your money, you've already put
Yeah.
money out ahead. You put money out in fuel, your time, your truck,
Yes.
your
Yes.
maintenance, everything, right?
Right.
so,
And then you got to
I
wait
mean,
30 to 60, 90 days for your money.
yeah.
You can't do it. You can't
Right.
do that.
So I think
Yes.
if you're gonna say why people run off the low boards, that's probably why. That's why they run off low boards. That's why they lease on. But so I guess one of the first factors is getting like a truth in advertising, because guess what? If you have to be truthful about how much money you're making, you're not gonna be able to put it out there that you're pulling 40% off a load, because people aren't gonna fucking use you.
That's our
And
main slogan for these politicians is we need broker transparency. That is an
yeah,
emergency call to action, in my opinion.
yeah,
That needs to happen yesterday.
yeah.
Period.
Well, it was
So
already
And
put into
there's no
law. It
room for
was
that.
already put into law, just like that video I was playing earlier. It was put into law in the 80s, okay?
Yeah.
But it's just never been enforced.
it needs
But
to be enforced.
it still doesn't matter. It's like when that person yesterday said, "Well, I don't want welfare. I don't $4 a mile would be like us being put on welfare if they forced that minimum."
Thinking
But here's
small-minded
the
thinking,
problem:
you know.
the problem we have right now, and how they're being able to pay these drivers that are non-documented and driving illegally, is because they are being allowed to pay such a low rate to get those
Right.
guys to take it, right?
Right. Yeah.
And that's the whole point
Yeah,
because we won't
yeah.
take it.
Those
We
guys
can't
will take
afford it.
it.
right? We
Right.
can't afford it. But if they were forced to pay more,
Those guys will.
they would go. Those guys would be gone because then they'd
So
have to pay
welfare,
for.
I'll show you welfare right here. One airbag at the TA truck service, one airbag. The part was $249. No, sorry, the part was $131. The labor was $249 and shop supplies was $23. I paid
Right.
$392.01 for one
So,
airbag.
you see what he just said here? So,
Okay?
everywhere in the construction industry, let me explain the situation here. Almost everywhere in the construction industry, when you buy whatever the material cost is, it's usually the same cost for the labor. Does that make sense? So basically, whatever the material cost is, most individuals, if they're
Can you guys hear
legit
me?
or whatever, yeah, most individuals, when you're in construction, whatever the materials are, you usually double that, or not double
Hello?
that, but yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me? Maybe he can't hear
He's
us.
cutting out.
I can hear you. Can you hear us? I
We
think
can hear
his.
you. Yeah, he cut out.
Anyways, what I'm saying is, so if my materials cost me $100, my labor's going to be $100. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. If the cost of the truck is $2, I should be getting $2. You see what I
Right.
mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. You need to have a break even. Do good business. You find out what break even cost is.
Right.
It's probably one. Two's a good round number, but yeah, you gotta have a break even cost. But most people don't know how to do that. They're just like, "Ooh, make money and throw money at other
Well,
things."
break even
So
cost should be like $4.
I
$4. Why don't you
so
go out
I
and
get
then
it, but
come
you're
back
not gonna be
in?
able to come in and and force someone to
Hold on here.
I don't know if you guys
have
can hear
some
me or not.
pressure on
Looks like
like
I'm
the
Hear
Trinity
frozen.
and
you,
stuff.
yes.
Hi, we can hear you.
Can
We
you
can
hear
hear you.
us?
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Now we can't.
He can't hear us though. Something happened. Let me see here. Let me um let me see if he can come back up into here. So text. There he is.
About that, guys. We had an Amber Alert come in the state of Maryland, and it just kicked you, like froze me for some reason. Sorry
Can you
about
can
that.
you can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, I kicked you out. If I kick you out, if it kicks you out, just come back in on that link.
No problem. No problem. All right, what were we talking about? Broker
Well, what I'd said
transparency.
is when you're doing construction, well, let's say if you got $100 in parts, usually you charge $100 in labor. That's pretty much what you got right there. Your part was what, 200 and something dollars, and
Let's
then your
see.
labor was 200 and something dollars.
Yeah, it was labor was 249. The airbag was 131.
Okay, well, see, then they basically doubled up on it, and that's what a lot of contractors are doing
Flat,
today.
it was a flat fee. They're doing flat fees now for certain really simple stuff. So what I see is for really, really simple stuff, they're charging an arm and a leg, right? Because they know that's the biggest percentage of what they're getting. An airbag, tires, those are all very common
Where's your
oh,
things.
tools
buddy.
at?
Radiator,
Where's your tools
I
at?
know.
Where's your tools at? An
They're under the bunk.
airbag?
I got them. I got them.
An airbag, man? Come on.
I know. Maybe you could teach me. I'm willing to learn.
MacGyver that
uh,
shit.
right? Right? Yeah, I hear you.
But
I don't know though. Your mechanical expenses they shouldn't be that much. From what I've always heard, it should be about 10 a year.
well, that's the whole thing. Go ahead, Ted.
What'd she
Oh, we
say?
lost her.
Mm,
She was
yeah.
breaking up. She's probably out there somewhere where she's not getting a good signal.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, I mean, and that's the whole point. I'm not asking for handouts, but when I look at some shareholders that are getting $200 million, you know, that didn't own a truck, didn't do a damn thing. Matter of fact, didn't do a damn thing.
Right. Right.
Getting $200 million split between them.
Well, that's, a lot of these guys, that's what I'm saying. They've done the hard work to get smarter, to get into other people's pockets that are not educating themselves, and they've just figured out sly ways over the years to nickel and dime us to death. For example, look at the parking. If you're a new driver, okay, and you just started a year ago, paid parking is normal to you. Though, but there are those of us out there that are not okay with paid parking because we
Yeah.
never have paid for parking. Why would we pay for parking when we spend thousands of dollars on snacks, drinks, scale, everything else at the truck stop? Now, you could
Oh, well,
also
but if you're
say,
buying their high dollar fuel now, hold on now. If you're buying their high dollar fuel, you can get you some free parking when you build them points up now, okay?
yes,
But
yes. Well,
you got to spend $5 a gallon, to get your
just
free fuel,
just since
your
I've
free park.
started, I only started, I've been trucking 11 years, Lisa, just so you know, a little backstory on myself. I've been trucking 11 years. The first, let's see, 3 years were company. Then I went owner operator. Um, I just lost my train of thought. Uh, I completely lost my train of thought. Sorry, brain fart. Um,
You went on an
Oh, that's what I
operator.
was going to say.
You're
So
back.
with fuel, right? It used to be a free shower was 50 gallons, right? Then it went to 55 gallons. Then it went to 60 gallons. Now it's 65. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if, I guess I'm on TikTok jail now. Oh, great.
What
I guess I'm,
happened?
I don't know. Someone just told me I'm in TikTok jail now. Probably because last night I used the word, I don't know if you can use, this is YouTube, right? Or no?
Yeah, you still can't use those words.
Okay, here you can't either. Okay. You
Yeah,
know the
yeah,
R
yeah,
word and the
yeah, 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 yeah.
I word.
We
When
we
did our,
still have to we still have to watch our mouths, you know. Sit
it's
down and
just about
here's
control, man.
here's basically what we're being told. Sit down and shut up.
Yep. Yep. Wow.
Do what we tell you to do. There's Lisa
Right.
back. Maybe she got a better connection. I miss Lisa.
That's okay. I'll go build a different social media platform. I'll go to one of the other ones and start building. I'll build the Instagram. It's fine.
Well,
You know?
Instagram's just as bad because that's Meta.
Right.
Facebook,
Rumbles
you
isn't
know,
bad.
Rumble's pretty good,
Rumbles
Okay.
is pretty good.
but I
Rumbles is
think
pretty safe.
don't they want you to pay?
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
They'll
okay.
I
keep
haven't
Like
been
I
on there in
said,
a minute. Like
any donations I get,
Substack.
I'm pushing it out. Go ahead, Lisa. Sorry.
So no, you're all right. Like Substack's a good one to kind of work through. I know a lot of people run on Substack and Rumble because it's kind of underground. So
Yeah, Rumble. I've heard that about Rumble. I didn't know about the other one.
yeah, Substack's
Um,
one. We had to learn all this 3 years ago. I'm not a social media person at all. So we
Yeah,
had to
when we
learn
were in
how
the
to like get
convoy,
into avoid things and
well,
yeah.
if you guys can help teach me, I'd appreciate it. Maybe I
you
can,
Yeah,
don't
we
say nothing. You don't say nothing about and what was it? Oh, like voter stuff, that went wrong.
oh yeah, you
Okay.
can't. Yeah, but
What
there's
about
a
is
lot of
not
different
real?
ones.
Should I be careful
Oh
about
no
is
no
not
no no no
real?
no! Don't talk about that either.
Okay.
Uh,
Not on
What?
YouTube. You gotta really, really find different words for things on
My
YouTube.
yeah
glasses
So
are not real.
yeah
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's why
there's
I'm
a lot of
asking,
different
you know?
ones you can work off of.
I know what we can call it.
Where's it at?
Not Jacob's Land.
Not what?
not Jacob's land.
Not Jacob's land. There we go.
Because
There we
what was
go.
his name changed to?
Uh, yeah, can't say it. I almost said it for a second there. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But it doesn't have anything really, I don't think, to do with that. I mean, it's literally the individuals that claim that, you know.
You know, I know that it all goes a lot deeper than we all realize, but it's gotten to a point where, this is just my opinion, it's gotten to a point where none of our lives are, I mean, I feel like we have to get involved. Everyone has to get involved, should get involved. It's
Well,
gotten so
look at
bad, there's no
Amazon.
happiness that you can't just close your eyes and be like, oh, that's happening over there. It doesn't affect me. It is affecting us. Now it
Look
is
at
affecting us.
Amazon,
It's
for
time.
instance. You know, they get people to pay this fee to get free shipping, right? Prime, free shipping, whatever it is. Now, now, see, what people don't understand is technically you're still going to be paying for that shipping. It's still in there somehow or another, a little bit,
Right.
because they
Oh yeah,
mark the
they don't
price.
lose money on that.
Because they mark the price
Of
up. I
course.
mean, you
That's
take the
obvious.
post office, right? Where I'm working now, right?
Yeah.
You don't get no free. There's no free shipping. Okay, everything is paid for. When you got buy that stamp, you're buying that stamp. When you're paying postage, you're paying postage. And if you actually really thought about it, let's say you got a million letters, and I think they just raised the. I mean, how many letters y'all think you can haul on a truck? A million, right?
Oh, more than that. You know, on a
First class
53
mail.
foot dry van, more than that. 5 million, 10 million? I don't know.
Well, just
Maybe
say a
more.
million, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. No, that we'll show you money, and we'll do this in a.
Oh, okay. I know where you're going
We'll
with
show
this.
you
Yeah.
we'll show you how much is on that truck. So, and I'm going to do this at 0.25. So, and I think they just raised the stamps to 78 cents a piece or something like that. Everybody's pitching a fit
Jeez.
about. So,
64.
I thought it was 78. I think it just went to 78. Um, well, I Google it. We got Google. What's the new postage rate?
Giggle.
Flat
Hey, you know who owns his
78 cents. 78
70.
cents right now. Okay, 78 cents. Now, so I'll go over here to the little calculator. So we got 1 million. Okay, 1 million. We'll show it. 1 million times 0.25. You know how
Okay.
much is on that truck in postage?
70 mil? Good mil?
$250,000.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And you
At
get,
25 cents.
400
That's
bucks of
at
it. Yeah.
25 cents per letter.
Yeah.
Now let's go back here
And what do
to
you
the.
get of that? You know what I mean? Probably about 400 or 500.
So
Not
now it's
enough.
78 cents. So take a letter. Take take what the postage rate is at with a million pieces of mail in that truck, right?
Right. Right.
$780,000, almost $1 million. There's over a quarter of a million or three-quarters of $1 million rolling down the road in postage in that shipping.
Wow.
And that driver is making how much off that load?
400 or 500 bucks if he's lucky for the full day. He or she.
I don't know. I don't know if you use that
We can't
pretty well
understand you. You're
actually.
like, we can't. What?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You're underwater,
I'll
Lisa.
have to wait.
You're underwater.
You're all mechanical. But that's what I'm
Yeah, though.
saying. I mean, if you've got a million letters on that truck, you know,
Yeah.
and that's not only that. You've got packages and everything else. I see the price on these packages. Some of them, it's $38, $40. You know, some of these things are $18, depending upon how you're sending it. Hell, just that envelope, thin envelope for was
Mm,
it Priority Express? It's like
right.
$36. $36.
Wow.
And it's just like a letter size envelope. Okay. And depending upon the weight, that's the way they charge. I mean, uh,
Yeah,
FedEx.
it's
FedEx
just
just
not
shut. I
enough.
think FedEx just ended their contract with Amazon because they can't
Hey,
afford to.
so you know what we do? Let's follow all of the fleets and the things that they've done, how they get into Congress, how they change legislation, how they put things on the bill for Congress to pass. Like let's follow their footsteps and turn the tides. It's simple.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear
Yes.
you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm in town now. I mean, there's a lot of things they did. It's like when you go look at the big trucking group and stuff, all these big giant carriers can self-insure themselves. So why do they get to self-insure themselves and we have to pay astronomical amounts? Because my insurance doubled in 2023. That's part of the
And
reason I had to shut down. It
and
went
you
from
had no
15,000 to
accidents, no
30,000.
tickets,
I had
and
one accident,
okay.
but there's no reason it should have doubled. But
Most
it's
people
because,
don't
like,
though, right? And I'm sure
yeah,
you
most
you know
people,
like everyone,
and
we go
and
through.
the person I talked, and my insurance lady I talked to said a dozen of her people had to shut down because they doubled too, and they had nothing, absolutely nothing. So, why is insurance all of a sudden doubling? Somebody told
Because
me,
we're paying for the accidents that
well,
these big
yeah,
trucking
but
So
companies
wait,
have
But they're
because they're
supposed to be
self-insured.
self-insured. Yeah, they're supposed to be self-insured. So, but a little bird told me a couple years ago there was a regulation that ended regarding insurance and the amount they're allowed to charge or something. I had never followed it down, but it might be something to look into.
Oh, that's something that
so
really
you're
needs to
saying
be
the
looked
little
into.
guy can't self-insure? That's what you're saying,
No.
only the big fleets can?
No, you
Right.
got to have like $5 million or something in an escrow account that you can't
Yeah.
touch,
Yeah.
or it's some amount, and then you
And
have to go through trade
I'm not
licensing
totally
and all that crap.
against that, but I'm saying that we're getting hustled by all this insurance. So let's look at the insurance. Why would your insurance double in a year? You know what I mean? Why would other people's
Well,
insurance
I'm
double
I'm
in a year
against
if they
it.
have nothing?
I'm against it because I'm just one guy feeding his family, right? Like
Yeah,
the
so
traditional way, right? And I will tell you this, everything that I do, I actually lost my last truck to Freightliner because they kept lying to me about how they were going to, when they were going to fix it. A drunk driver hit me, it was almost 2 years ago, broke my right
yeah,
hand. The truck
I'm
was in the
sorry.
shop. They told me, thank you. They told me there's a video on YouTube actually, under XGuard if you want to look at it with my dash cam. But anyways, he's a drunk driver. He totaled my truck. Freightliner went and fixed it. They kept telling me, in the very beginning, they told me, oh, it'll be fixed in 6 weeks. So you know me, I was like, yay, a little vacation for me because I got a broken hand, right? Like 6 weeks off is gonna suck, but I'll recover. We're strong. We'll figure it out, right? My wife budget's very good, whatever. 6 weeks rolls around and they're like, oh, sorry, I'm ready to go back to work. My hand is healed. The Freightliner says, oh, sorry, we can't. Other things came up. It's going to be 2 more weeks, and I'm thinking, okay, 8 weeks. That's getting like I need to get back to work. Well,
Yeah,
I'm already a month and a half behind on my mortgage, my wife's car payment. A lot of how the story goes. So, third month or after 8 weeks, they kept did the same thing. They're like, oh, it's going to be 2 more weeks. One of our big fleets, I won't mention the name. One of our big fleets had a couple trucks down, and we have a contract with them to take care of them first, even though you were
first.
first in
Yeah.
line. So that I do have a problem with why can't the little guy or the little gal that has one truck, two truck, three trucks just feeding their little American family, why are we always put on the back burner
Yeah.
for the bigger giants? It's not okay. It's not.
Because we're not
You know,
making money.
when I was 20,
We don't
21 years
we don't
old,
make enough money to justify it to them.
well, that's the problem. We're all part of this economy. We all drive
Yeah, it
trucks just
doesn't make it
because the
right.
fleets. No, it doesn't. You know, when I was 20 years old, I worked at this rock yard, right, running a front loader with a 2 yard bucket and a half-yard bucket, right, filling just pickup trucks with like three-quarter crushed gravel, what have you, topsoil, you know. And I opened up the gates every day on both sides of the yard. I would open up the gates. That was part of my job at 7 in the morning, you know, driving forklifts, loading people. And the first one there were these two Mexican guys waiting, right? One of them couldn't even speak a lick of English. They were waiting for some materials. I start loading them. The second guy comes in, and they told me they were all right on. Cute, very cute, little chihuahua. Um, they told me, or then about a half hour late, they told me that they were there for like an hour. They were there at 6 a.m. waiting. They needed their materials. Well, about 15 minutes later, this other guy comes in that has an account, has a big account, whatever, white guy, right? And I keep helping the two Mexican guys because they were there first. My boss comes up to me and he's like, "You need to go help this other guy. He spends more money. Like, get him taken care of first." And his order was huge, by the way. His order was going to take me about an
Yeah.
hour and a half. These two Mexican guys, it was like, you know, 30 minutes it was going to take me to wrap everything, whatever. And
Yeah.
I literally looked right at my boss, and I shouldn't have done this. I should have just listened to chain of command. But I literally looked at him and I was like, "No, the two Mexican dudes were here
Hey,
first. They were
Lisa,
literally, you know,
remember Missy?
I was like, you want to fire me? Fire
Yeah.
me."
I see her.
Say hi,
Anyways,
Missy. Say hi.
what's her name? Missy?
Missy. Yeah.
Right on. Oh, there's your truck.
She got they got him from us,
Oh,
or
okay.
people we knew had her. People we knew
Nice.
had her, and they decided to adopt her. So it,
Okay.
you know, it's a matter of principle. Of
I
course,
turned it
money
off because,
generates and
yeah.
all that, but you
Well,
can't. I
I,
I think the
Yeah.
biggest thing is looking at enforcement. It's like the ELDs. The big trucking
Leave
companies
that boy
push
alone.
for
I
the
didn't say no more.
ELDs to
Leave
wipe
that boy
out the little
alone.
guys.
yep, yep,
Because guess what? If the guy shuts down, has to shut down at 14 hours, they got another truck waiting to pick up the trailer and take it. Either that, or if they say, hey, it's just not going to be there, they're so big and intertwined into these companies that the companies are just going to eat it. You know what I mean?
right,
But if you're like a
right.
one-man show and you don't make it, you don't get a second chance. Or if you're like me in the oil field, you know, and I don't bitch too much about being a woman. Okay, I gotta work harder, faster, whatever, and be on my game.
Yes,
I get that.
yes,
That's fine. But
right.
I don't get a second chance. I'm only one person out here. You know, it's like I
I
explain
get
that
it.
to other people. I'm like, not
Yeah,
everyone gets a second chance. So the
right.
the goal was like with COVID was to put people out, small businesses out of business, because guess what? It's easier to control larger conglomerates than it is individuals.
Right, right.
So if you look at everything based on the ultimate goal of control, a lot of it makes more sense.
Yes,
That's what we learned. Look at it from control standpoint. How do we control? You take out all the individuals. You deal
yes.
with the conglomerates and the private public partnerships. It's
Well, what do you think
it's
our
not
phones were
it's evil
designed
at its
for?
roots,
What do you
but
think our
that's really where it's at.
Yes. What do you think these phones were designed
But
for?
see, here's the
What do
whole
you
thing. When
notice when you
Trump
go
was
out in
in office,
public?
What?
he said, "We the people have the power." So
Yes.
it's time for us to stand up, and take back that power.
What do you guys notice when you go to
Yeah,
restaurants?
what were you asking about the
When
phones?
you go to restaurants or parks, the next time you go to a park, look at the parents. Watch the parents. Are they watching and or interacting with their kids or even each other? You know, or are they sitting there on TikTok scrolling
No.
instead of talking to each other? For example, if I'm there with my
Yeah.
daughter, you're there
No,
with yours. I want to talk to
I'm
you.
dealing with that right now.
Yeah. Phones are evil. They're for control.
Yeah,
They're for
yeah.
to make us
I'm
think.
dealing with that right now. It's a distraction.
Yes.
I've got that with a mom and 5 kids living with us right now. They've been with us for like 8 months.
Oh wow.
We had everybody structured, interacting. As soon as she got them phones, like 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, it was, and I told her that the other day. I was like, the moment you got the phones was the destruction of civilization in our
I am so
house.
sorry.
That was
I
it.
am so
They
sorry.
don't respect
Yep.
anything. They don't
Yep.
listen. They don't
Yep.
talk. It's been
And
rough.
God forbid if any of the boys are looking at you know what. You want to see those boys never get married and never find a woman and destroy their minds.
Yeah,
It literally
yeah.
destroys men's minds looking at that smut. All right?
Oh, it does.
And it
It does. It
destroys
eats their
marriages.
minds.
It
Yep.
destroys because
Agreed.
if I can get it for free right here on my phone in my truck with nobody
Yeah,
looking and get satisfied, why do I need my wife? Why do I
yeah.
need to support a woman and have kids with her and generate the next
Well,
generation? What do I need a woman for? It's
yeah.
it's just evil.
You know what's getting
What?
worse? You know what's worse right now? AI. There are people actually developing relationships with AI. You know
Yes,
why? Because there's no pushback.
and that's
There's no
bad.
pushback at all. So these people are like, you're my friend. So they're making friends with, let's just simplify it, a
Right.
computer.
Okay. Fair.
And I'll just simplify. I can go into a whole other
Yeah.
rabbit
Yeah.
hole,
Yeah.
but I'll just
Yeah.
simplify it
Yeah.
for this. Okay, so you're making friends with a computer. You have no need to go out and get any social skills or interact with people because your needs are being
That's
met
right.
by a
That's
computer.
right. You don't need to have, and that's what they want because if they can do that to you, they can control you better. I tell my sons that all the time. I'm like, you're either going to live your dream or you're going to help somebody else live
Yeah.
theirs. Make your choice. Make your choice. The most important
Yeah.
thing, in my opinion, the most important thing is to invest your time into people, not things. Things are cool. Don't get me wrong. I like all the flashy
Well,
bells and
yeah.
whistles also.
But
But just,
that's one of the top tenets of Christianity is to love thy
that's
neighbor.
true. That's
So
true.
that means to serve one another and love thy neighbor. Those are the top
Yeah.
tenets of
Yeah.
Christianity. So that means you have to go do that. But it's like it's getting even worse because remember the longshoremen, the strike
Ugh.
they did, and they said they didn't want AI coming in and blah blah blah, which they have a
Hold on,
valid
guys. I
point.
can't
So
hear you.
out here and okay,
I can hear you. What's wrong?
yeah, I can hear you. His phone, is he moving?
Come back.
We'll wait till he comes back.
Yeah.
How's the wife?
Mean as ever. You know how she is.
Well, yeah, you knew how she was. You
I know.
married her.
She's
So,
she's she's
You
she's working delivering mail. So
good.
I'm
well,
working.
what?
We'll tell her hello.
Why do you guys think? Why do you think God invented, the two different parties? I think it's to help us both grow in different areas because we are different,
Which
men and
parties?
women,
What are you
men and
talking
women.
about?
I think that we are
Oh,
built to, because my wife has not only taught me a lot, she's helped me grow, but on the other end aspect, I've helped her grow and learn things. We've both had to
of
learn to
course.
accept each other for the way that we are, not the way we want each other to be. And it's hard.
Well, intertwined, you should be one person.
Correct.
Intertwined, you're
That's
one
correct.
being. That means that you have certain gifts, skills, and abilities, and she has certain gifts,
That's
skills, and
right.
abilities. And together you are
Yes.
one. That's what that's
You're a
about.
team.
Not just
That's
procreation,
right.
all that. You're intertwined as one.
Yeah, that's
So
5%.
yeah, that's why I needed more
Procreating is
specificity.
5% of a real relationship.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah, and we're
You know.
supposed to multiply, but that's part of the reason why Adam and Eve had to fall.
Yes.
They had to fall in order to follow all of God's commandments, and people forget that. It wasn't the original sin, it's that it had to occur for man to
Right.
be.
Right. Well, and
So,
that's what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with the human heart, right? It's just like these things aren't the problem. It's the human heart. It's the brain. That's the most
yeah.
important thing to tackle, and people forget that. They're like, if I can control you or force you to do something, I win. No, you don't. Everybody's defiant. We're defiant when we come out of the womb. The first day we're defiant.
We have
So,
our own agency, and you're not allowed to infringe upon other people's agency unless they are fixing to harm you.
right,
So real
right.
quick, I want to
But,
give a shout out to some people over here. Hey Tim, how you doing? Sun Honey, cool guy. How you doing? Um, G Gab, all y'all. It's nice to see y'all again.
I'm surprised if anyone knows me, they haven't said something because I haven't been up on anything in a while. I just disappeared.
So, my outlet.
You disappeared too.
Well, I've been working. I actually went to the morning shift. I went to the morning shift there for a while from 1 to 9:30. I'm having to drive all the way to Tulsa at 77 miles, back and
Oh,
forth.
dang.
And
Yeah.
the uh, the thing is that yeah, I've just been busy, and I was watching TikTok day before yesterday. I seen this guy's video, and he was live, and listen,
That's
That's me.
yeah,
you?
Yes.
Vince's video, and he was up in front of the
All
White
right.
House. He was literally in front of the White House asking for Trump or somebody to bring him in there to talk to Trump, and
Right.
and the guy's got
Crazy,
some
huh?
balls. He's got some balls,
Good for
up
you.
there by
Thank you.
himself, and you know, and we need to get him in front of Trump. And that's the reason why I said we've
Yeah.
got an email address. He set up an email address, and what we need to do is just have everybody do a redress of grievances,
Yes.
pa- family members of truckers, uh, the
Ooh,
truckers,
that's a good one. Let me write that down. I didn't think of the by family members, wives, husbands, kids that haven't seen their
grandparents.
mom for, 300 days out of the year, grandparents, aunts,
When's the
because they
last
miss
time you seen your
everything.
mother? When's the last time you seen your mother?
Oh man, 7 months. Yeah,
See,
yeah.
you
Talk to
know,
her every day, but
and
my
it's
dad,
but,
same
but it's
thing.
nothing like putting your arm around her or having one of them nice home cooked meals. Taking
See,
the
so
grandchildren over and seeing the look on her face and all that stuff.
so
It's there's a lot. There's a lot.
So that's one of my biggest catchphrases in life is invest your time into people, not things. Things are important, things are cool.
Yeah.
But for example, if I buy my daughter something, I know for a fact my 8-year-old daughter would rather have a $10 gift, but I play with her with that gift for 2 hours and spend time with her and laugh and have joy and tickle and
Yeah.
fun and whatever, than for her to have a $500 gift, but I'm not even there. I guarantee you
Right.
she would choose the $10 gift every time. And most of us are like that. And I think 90% of us are like that. We're social creatures, you guys. That's why trucking, like in my opinion, we should get higher revenue because we're destroying our minds, our bodies, our spirits, our mental health, physical health, emotional health, and our families. What about our families? Nobody ever talks about the truck drivers' families. You know how badly my wife is suffering? My kids are suffering by not having me. I'm amazed I'm even still married. I'm one of the very few over the road
Yeah.
truck drivers. I mean, and it's not me, right? It's not me. I have the easy job. I drive, 11 hours a day, work 14, and I have
No.
total peace. My wife, she's at home doing the real work, raising the next generation of Americans, not me. She's dealing with the scraped knees, bruises, and the counseling, the nursing, the homeschooling. And not only that, she's sleeping alone every night. And for a woman, that is not healthy. Women were not designed to
Yeah.
be alone
We're
at
not
all.
meant to be
Not women.
alone.
No,
No.
women.
We're not
That's
meant to be
correct.
alone.
That's I tell soldiers all the time. Like soldiers want to get married before they go in the military, and I'm like, trust me. Do not get married or get a relationship if you can help it. Try to wait till you're done serving because it's almost, especially if you go overseas, you go on deployment. Good luck. My dad, that's what happened between my biological mom and dad. He went to Vietnam. She went and got some attention somewhere else, and then he did it back to her while he was in Vietnam, and it was a big mess. And you know what? You can't blame her. You can't. You don't marry a woman or a man and then just forget about them. It's not right. I just happen to be, this is what I'm really good at and can make a decent amount of money.
I don't know. I think that it's up to the individual people, though. Like, if you understand that's the circumstances, then you either accept the circumstances or you don't accept the
Well,
circumstances.
you sound like a strong person.
You
Most people
know?
don't have that
I'm
mentality,
not
you
a.
know?
Here you go, Vince. This person, Son Honey, said this to you.
I've
You
been
read that?
told.
Uh, I got it, Vince. I used to have a job where I worked at 45 minutes. It's so small. I worked 45 minutes in traffic one way. Sometimes it was an hour and a half. I couldn't imagine driving hours day after day. Yeah, I hear you, man. Who is that? What's their
That's
name?
Son Honey. That's Son Honey.
Sun Honey. Thank you for the
Yeah,
comment. You're
she
right.
will be one of your mods here pretty soon if she gets a TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you.
But
We got to get that going too, GT. We got to get a YouTube. I ordered a tapper last night. It'll be my
mhm.
next time I get home in a
Yeah,
week.
but if you're tapping on your own screen, then that's going to drive you down. You can't tap your own screen. The AI
Really?
knows that. Yes.
Oh. Well, I'll give it to my wife then and just have her do it.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
want to
that'd be a
push this
different
out.
story.
Listen, this is not for me. I
Well, what we
consider
should have
myself
done
we the
here,
people.
what we need to do here is tomorrow or this evening after we get done with this live here shortly. Um, whatever, Tom Juniper. Anyways, the
Hi, June.
uh, if we get what we need to do is you need to make a short video. We'll do this again tomorrow because you're going to redo your notes and everything today. You said
I'm about halfway done. I need about another hour. Yeah, I'm
right, and we need to
redoing
get the
everything.
email address together. We'll go ahead and get you a YouTube channel set up tonight
Okay.
to where we can get people from TikTok over to follow you over on YouTube. So what we'll do, pull them over here, okay, to GWT333 at YouTube. We'll get
Right.
you up on here, and just we'll schedule a time tomorrow. We'll try to do if we can noon tomorrow, okay,
Right.
where we're better prepared. That's what I was telling everybody before because I don't see anybody right now from TikTok over here. So if you could make a video, I'll make a video inviting truckers over, and we'll see if we can't get some other truckers up here pulled up on the panel.
Right.
We'll get that email set up, the redress, uh,
Yep. Redress of grievances for
redress
truckers
of
and their
grievances,
families.
because I don't know what's happening right now. Somehow or another, I did not go out to X. I don't know why. Maybe I have to relog back in, but we're only on YouTube right now. Only got about 15 people watching. So, not
Right.
that y'all are not important,
We love you
but
guys. We love you
we need to
guys. Yeah.
get out there, reach out to the drivers so we can get
Yep. Yep.
a bunch of emails. All you other people out there, post this out here. We're going to have a live tomorrow at noon. You good with that, Vince?
Uh, I think so. I'll be at the transportation office tomorrow. I doubt Sean Duffy's there, but I want to familiarize myself with the territory, the bus schedules, because I have a feeling I'm going to be coming back here a lot. And
Well, you should be
like
able to do.
if I get a load, I almost got a load earlier out of here. I am going to, my new idea is to start going to, anytime I go through a capital of any state, I'm going to stop and try to talk to their congressman.
Bye,
I'm
son,
doing this,
honey.
man. Nobody else wants to step up and do it, and that's okay. I'm gonna try to do my best for everyone, for all of us. You know.
Remember, if they're in session, like they're fixing to come back in session, they won't be
How do
there.
you know
But
when they're
some
in
of them you
session?
can call
How
them.
do you know?
So they have a schedule. You can find it. I think it's on the Congressional U.S. Congress website.
Okay.
So they're off for August break, and I think they come back after Labor Day.
But they don't live in D.C., do they? For
They do when they're
and
there,
when are they
but they
there? Like
don't a lot.
just certain
Well, like I
situations?
said, they're coming back after Labor Day. No, there is an actual like session amount. Usually it's in fall. That's their big
So this
session
is good
amount in fall,
timing.
and then they have a
Yeah,
good.
kind of.
Yeah, well, they're gone right now. They won't be back until after Labor
No,
Day.
right, right. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So
that's like
yeah.
I said before. My problem is we've already had people try to talk to congressmen. You know, they don't do shit. They don't care.
well, how
Yeah,
do they
but
talk to
right
them?
for
In
trucking,
person, email, call? I don't think any of that's
They're
going to do
doing it
good.
through lobbyists, like you said, they said.
if you okay, so like Mike with the People's Convoy, Mike and Brian and them all, they had a 501c something.
See,
It wasn't a 3. It was like a 4 or a 6 or something like that. I can't think of the definitions right now for them. And they had that. So that gave them the access to go into Congress, because you used to be able to just go through Congress and talk to whoever you wanted to till all the
The
BS happened.
gatekeepers.
And
Oh,
so, yeah,
yeah.
so now if you have like a 501c4, something like that, which they developed, it was, I don't know what the name of it was, but it was something trucking, blah, blah, blah. That gave them access to be able to get into the congressional halls and actually talk to the Congress
Ah,
people. Like my guy out here, you can actually call, and he's small enough where his guy will actually call you, and his secretary or whatever will call you and have a conversation with you.
right.
So that's kind of what we did when we got done with the trucking convoy. So when a lot of us got done with the trucking convoy, like myself and a few others actually started an organization to kind of perpetuate, the Constitution, our rights, and different things like that we built up with a large community for a while. And we were getting ready to solidify it, and then of course something happened. I'm not going to get into
Right.
it, but anyways, so there's a lot, like I have a lot of experience in that. Like Mike and Brian and some other people, they have experience with actually being out there lobbying.
Okay.
So there may be people we can put you in touch with to learn those
Right.
different things, because there's a lot of stuff you learn really fast the further you
I
get
know my
into
brain
it. So
hurts
like,
just after 2 days. Being
it
honest.
does. It does.
So
And you're
much.
up and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, will you give him my number if he wants to call
yeah,
me?
if you want me to.
Thank
Give
you.
him my
Let
information,
me
I
ask you a
guess, if you
question real
want.
quick. Let me
But
ask you a
see,
question.
but I'm gonna explain something here real quick. What happens is, like she said, she was setting up this organization. Okay, what happens is you get people who want to hijack things. I'm going to say it. All right.
Yeah,
That they
definitely.
hijack. That's
That's
what
the
I was
I
truth.
hear
warning
you.
you about. You get people in there
It's
that
already
hijack
happening. I already
things.
have TikTok trying to give me $500 to sell dude
Yeah.
wipes on my TikTok. I'm
Right.
not doing it.
So
Yeah.
so the point is that
Good.
all of these deals, anytime you create a group or a something like that, that's the reason why I said we just need you. If you're going to go up there and try to get in front of Trump, that's you, nobody else. Because when you start getting, because you'll get some gatekeeper, right? You'll get some gatekeeper that's going to come up there and try to block what you're trying to say and go in and speak. You know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
that message that you're
Yeah.
trying to give them will never be heard. And
Right.
that's the reason
Yeah,
why.
we've seen it
That's
happen
the
a
reason why.
lot.
Like that's what Trump has around him. Okay, and
So
I've heard this so much that Trump has these gatekeepers around him. The only people that are getting in to see are the big corporations, right? That's the only ones. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones with the money. We need to somehow or another get the people to get you in front of the truck
that's
with
why I
the
did
redress
this.
of grievances,
I thought
not a
yeah,
group of people, not something that can be infiltrated and hijacked.
right.
And that's the whole thing.
Yeah, but
Everybody keeps pushing.
But you'll have to move up the chain. You might have to start with a lower person in the FMCSA or something and try to work your way up to the the Department of Transportation Duffy
Mm.
guy, and then you might be able to work your way up that
I don't
chain. There's a couple
I
different
don't
ways to do
believe that
it.
because here's the reason why. Here's the thing, Lisa. Trump made a lady that he had pardoned the pardon czar, okay, basically, right?
And
From
who was
prison.
she? What was her background? Was she just a normal
She
person?
was
You
she
know what I
was
mean?
falsely accused of something and got put in prison. Trump pardoned her. And then he put her over pardons, right?
Right.
That's a real person, not a politician, not a thing. And that's what we need is an actual real person that will listen to the actual people. Because we've already had all this bullshit with FMCSA. Post your comments. We had this discussion
Yeah.
earlier.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
They don't listen.
I agree with
They
you.
don't
I'm
listen.
just saying you're gonna have to work several
Right.
angles to get up
Right,
there.
right. And it may not
I
be
mean,
in
ultimately,
Washington.
Trump's the one that can make it happen, but you're gonna have to work several angles from different sides.
See, and that's
Congress
what I want to
and
be
Department
really
of
that's what I
Transportation.
want to be careful with. I didn't come here to gaslight and stall and be a lawyer and bury someone in paperwork for years on end so that I could get what I want, if that makes sense. I want to get something done
Yeah.
fast, like an immediate, call to action. Because truck drivers need this immediately. We need money immediately. The money that we're earning, we need it now. Our families need it now. You know
Right.
how many comments I got
Yeah.
yesterday with this one woman was telling me she's about to lose her house. She doesn't know what to do. You know how much depression this is causing people and their families? You guys know you're part of it. I'm
Yeah.
part of it. We're all in the
Yeah.
same boat,
I
man.
almost lost everything. Yeah, I almost lost everything in
Same here.
Right.
2022.
Same
So,
So,
here.
with that said, why have you been working hard all these years? For what? If you're just going to lose it all, that's why I'm here. I'm like, if I am working my ever loving butt off, and I worked really hard to buy my house. Nobody helped me buy my house. I froze in this truck in Wyoming. I burned up and sweated in 90-degree weather with all my windows
yeah.
open in Alabama. I didn't idle my truck. We didn't go on date night, my wife and I, for 2 years. We bought our house the honest right way. Like, we weren't lucky enough to get an inheritance. And I'm not judging anybody who has. Those of you that have, good for you, man. I'm happy for you. I'm hoping to be able to do that for my children. Give them, 30, 40 grand, go buy a house. I hope I can do that for them. But that wasn't in the cards for me. I worked my ass off. So if I'm just going to lose my house because the rates keep going down, I'm not making any money anyway.
Right.
I might as well, throw some shit at the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
What am I
Well,
losing?
yeah, that's how we are.
I'm already
Nothing.
losing.
Nothing. We had to make adjustments too,
Right.
but I mean, honestly, we were, like me and my family were just, I mean, it got to the point that we were burnt out with everything, with the trucking and the organization and everything else, and
I hear you.
we're tired. Had to take a
Well,
break. I mean, we might step back into it now that we're kind of more stabilized now, but
right. Well,
we had to stabilize, and that's what they bet on. They bet on they
yes.
can run you into the ground.
Yes.
Like, look what they did to all the richer people over the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years.
Right.
Like, they could withstand it. We can't. What's it take? One or two lawsuits?
Right. Right.
We're out. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because we can't afford to pay for the attorneys or whatever. So they know that. They bet on that. Like, so that's what my husband and I are doing. We're setting it up that everything's paid for. We always have a roof over our head, even if it's a travel trailer. And, then, we can afford to go for
You know
broke.
Nothing
what's
wrong with a
sad
travel
here?
trailer.
You know
What's
So,
what's
wrong with that?
sad here? There's not really a study done about linking how many suicides are in the trucking
Right.
industry. You know,
Right.
I'm betting it's pretty high. You know, um, but it says high suicide rates in trucking industry are linked to several difficult working conditions: isolation, loneliness. Truckers spend long periods away from their families and social networks, leading to loneliness and isolation. Fatigue and irregular sleep. Demanding schedule of truck drivers often leads to chronic fatigue, disrupts sleep, which can negatively impact mental health. Okay, mental health stigma. A stigma surrounding mental illness and seeking help persists in many parts of the industry, such which can prevent individuals from getting the support they need. Job-related stress from long hours, demanding schedules, economic pressures, and heavy toll on drivers' psychological well-being. Um, it says there's a lack of research. Basically, they're not
Wow.
even looking. They don't even look and see what we're going through. I know there was a lovely young lady here a while back that was a trucker. She was out there by herself and basically talking about how lonely she was and how everything. And all of a sudden, one day she just disappeared. And then I seen some stuff that she had taken her own life.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
and it shouldn't be like that. I've literally seen, like I told you yesterday, I've had to use my truck to pull up in front of another truck. The paramedics or the police come over and asked me if I would pull my truck up in front of this other truck while they pulled this man's body out of the truck, okay, to give him some dignity
That's
at the
awesome.
truck stop.
That's awesome.
It's literally the standpoint that we have truckers around this country that die in that cab. You know, nobody knows. Nobody knows. And finally, to the dispatcher, when the dispatcher can't get a hold of them, then they send first responders out, you know, to see what's happened. And
Yeah. A friend of
I
mine, her husband killed himself. So
yeah,
it's,
Well, that's
you
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. Like everybody's telling me truckers will never unite. I refuse to believe that. I think we all just need a little
They
motivation and
they
start
will.
talking to one another. You know?
They will. It's just harder. Like if you can get your hands on the Sikhs are real tight. They're real tight, and a lot of the more patriotic truck drivers are pretty tight. But the problem is there's such a high volume of like people that are just not running legally or ethically. What would you say, like 30, 40% are probably running
Oh, easy.
illegally and unethically, you know?
Easy, if not
So
more.
it's hard for you to
Yeah.
get them to unite for anything because they're the ones causing half the problem. So,
well, here I have a
Yes.
question for you. She said she was in the convoy. Her name was Lisa. She hopped up
Yeah.
on the line
Lee
the other day.
Lee and Lisa. Yeah.
Lee and Lisa.
Correct.
Do you remember her?
it
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
if it's the Lisa that I'm thinking about, wasn't she kind of run off?
I don't know if I could be accurate about that, but there's something like there was some issue or something if I recall, but I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly what happened right now. You just have to be cautious. There's um they're still doing 10-4 down in DC, and 10-4 was all the truckers coming together on
right.
10-4. So that's gonna come up real soon. So you might want to get in touch with some of them 10-4 people because they go down to DC for the whole weekend, or and
Wow.
they sit
Okay.
in Washington DC every time.
And what do they do?
I mean that was the whole. They did the protests in 10-4 about trying to get better wages and different things like that. So that was back in Trump's era too. They parked all the way down outside in Washington D.C. behind, where were they? They were near the White House.
Well, I need to make a video on that because it was in Trump's first 4 years that I started a business and bought a house. So I
Yeah,
kind of I
I know.
obtained the American dream during his first term.
I did
So
too.
I mean that's
I
kind
was
of a cool
working in the
story.
oil
And
field.
then and then I almost lost everything in Obama's or uh,
Biden.
Biden's 4 years.
I did
Almost. So
too.
I was gonna make a I was gonna make a bumper sticker saying I bought a house with Trump and lost it with Joe.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
You know.
about where
GDS,
I was.
we know what we know what the rhino he is, okay, and who he actually supports. I don't really care
I
for
don't
him.
judge anybody though for how
Well,
they vote
she
or
said
I
reach
don't.
for me to try to get a hold of Senator Cruz. Yeah, I mean,
Okay. Well,
like I said, people people need to
oh, I got
band
Fox.
together. It's
Actually, I
just
got a
not us truckers that need to speak up. It's these
yeah.
family members, right? Everybody keeps telling us truckers, and when we discuss this still, um, that convoy, really, it didn't do no good. All it wound up doing is, at the end, turning out to look like a shit show, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the reality that when you get a large group of people together, you have more of a chance of somebody stupid coming in, doing something stupid,
And ruining it for
and
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
ruining
it's,
it for everybody.
that's the hijackers and the infiltrators.
Right.
Then you
That
get
I
Well,
mean,
people
because
that
they're making all
start
this
off
money.
meeting. Well, they get starting off meeting well too, and then some people get drunk on power. Really,
Yes.
like
Well, that's the human
it's
heart.
people change. Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's the human
I
heart.
mean
Yep.
That's part of what was the demise for some of the certain good things I was trying to do with other people. And, my heart was in it full on. Like, I wasn't in it for me, that's for sure.
Right.
And
Right.
then
It
some
was for
people, they
us.
originally weren't, yeah, they weren't in it for them either. And then it changed. It changed almost overnight, All of a sudden it was, oh, so, I mean, like I said, it's hard. You don't know who's going to be stronger than others, and you don't know who's infiltrating because maybe they're being pushed to infiltrate to make things different. Because when you're pushing for something good, Satan's dominion, he's going to push back. So
Right. Right. Right.
Well, and that's the whole thing, Like I said, you were calling for people to come join you. That's the reason why when I seen that, I hit you up over there, and I was like, hey, man, you got to be careful with that because you don't know me, you don't know Lisa, you don't know any of
Right.
these people on this
no,
internet, and there's some people out here that will dox you. They will try to get your information. They will
your
try to
family.
threaten your family. I
Yeah,
mean, I had my wife threatened. Okay, I've had,
Wow.
and she's deaf. She didn't do nothing to nobody. Matter of fact, here she
That's
comes.
not the point. It's a psychological warfare. That's what it's
Well,
yeah,
psychological
well,
warfare to get you to
but
stop.
but but see, the thing is that I mean, I'm pretty sure Lisa's been threatened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point in time, there's people out there that just are, are trying to stop whatever's happening, and they're working for
Sure.
the other side. Most of them are working for the other side.
I would
And the
think that the brokers
unfortunate
alone
thing,
have minions out there trying to disrupt when you get
there are
bigger.
people right now. It's
oh
being exposed.
yeah,
I sent you that one video last
yeah,
night, like on TikTok, that's coming out about the dark
Yeah.
money and stuff on TikTok, where
Right.
these people that are opposition to Trump and everything, they're actually being paid through these sources like U.S. aid, but now that stuff is being get cut off. But it's being exposed now that most of these big influencers over here on TikTok that people are following are paid. They're paid actors. Okay, and
See,
that's what we're
and I
calling
I
it.
knew
Big
that
actors.
once you start really going down the rabbit hole of like Hollyweird and that kind of thing, you start realizing there's nothing really special about some of these singers, some of these rappers, some of these sports people, and a lot of movie stars, right? They were placed there to keep the circus going, right? Just like what they did in Rome. Keep the people occupied, keep them
well,
free.
yeah.
I used to watch
Brennan,
football
yeah,
until
Brennan
Colin Kaepernick.
Circus, yeah,
Yeah, until Colin Kaepernick took a knee, that's when I used to watch the Niners every year for, man, since I was like 12 years old. And when I stopped with Colin Kaepernick,
yeah,
I was like, nah, dude, I put my country before football. And so I stopped, protested with not watching, not buying any merch, nothing, right? I'm not going to support you with my money. Well, you know what I found out? Wow, I had an extra 4 hours a week to play with my kids. I had an extra 4 hours a
yeah,
week to spend with my wife, or get some chores done or to-do list done,
Well,
or I was
see,
like, I don't
well,
really
see,
need this football.
that's the reason why, like in the convoy, every time they would go down around that circle around the Beltway, they would
Right.
have a meeting before a public meeting on the stage, right? And they would literally announce how they were going, whatever, because everything was always last minute because we had to keep our security up and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, the standpoint is that every time they would have that meeting, right, they would literally have to say, we're going around the Beltway. We're not, the convoy is not going into DC, but everybody's free. You're a free person. You can go into DC, but if you do something stupid, you're not representing the convoy. And that's the
Right.
way it always has to be.
Right.
That's what happened. Literally what happened that day when the convoy ended. Like I told you, I'm standing in front of my trailer watching all of their faces, just like this here, right? My trailer was the stage.
Right.
And I'm sitting there watching them when they made the announcement that the convoy was over. We completed our mission. Anybody was going into DC could go into DC, but the convoy itself was done and over with. And anybody going into DC would not be representing the convoy.
Right. Right.
So that's when
I hear
all
you.
the crap hit the fan.
Right.
Because they were those individuals. The reason why because they were planning to do something nefarious in
They couldn't
DC.
hide. Yeah, they couldn't hide under the convoy anymore, and they knew it. So
Right, right.
Wow.
yeah,
Because see,
yeah. So
if they would have went in the convoy's name and something stupid had happened,
everybody would have
everybody
gone down.
everybody would have gone down.
Right.
So it's the reason why we had to put a stop to it. I
Right.
mean, the only
I hear ya.
person, and here's the sad thing about it. And each and every one of us knows this. The only person you can trust is yourself. You can't trust anybody else no more these days,
Right. Right.
unfortunately.
Your wife,
Because
you could trust your wife.
Right.
no, I don't trust
I
her.
trust.
No.
Hey, that's your problem. I trust my husband
There
implicitly.
we
My
go.
husband trusts me implicitly. That's about.
Uh,
Yeah.
I trust God
uh,
and I trust my husband. That's it.
There we go.
Lisa
Well,
said
because
you have
God
to
made you
trust
one.
your wife. I said, I don't
God gave
trust
you
her.
your
She might
husband to
kill
make you
me.
one. Yeah, yeah.
She
I
said,
hear ya.
whatever. Come here.
Hey,
Hold
Ask her
on.
where the skillet is. Where's the skillet?
Lisa, Lisa said, where's the
Oh
skillet? Hit me in the head.
ah,
Come here. Oh, I think she got a blister on her foot from walking today.
no,
uh-oh.
Come here and
Uh-oh.
that's
say
all
hi.
right.
See if I can get her over here.
She might.
Is she shy?
She got
Most
them
people are
Steve
shy to
No,
Spurgeon.
get on camera, aren't they? Most people are
she's
She,
shy to
not
get on
shy.
video. Am I right?
I don't
uh,
know. I think there's a certain amount of distance between it. Some people are not. Some people
Right.
are.
I think most people are though. That's why most people don't want to
come here.
like they
You
don't want to
look
go
fine.
speak in Congress. They don't want to go speak in front of a
It's
news
because it's a
media.
judgmental thing. People feel judged. It's hard to speak in front of people.
Mm,
I was in a Senate hearing on the convoy. I was blessed enough to be in the Senate hearing, and that was hard for me. There was a lot going on. I was concentrating on everybody. This one lady was
right.
like, "You need to smile more," and I'm like, I wasn't even that wasn't even my focus. So some people are more hi.
Hi.
She said, how are you?
I thought she said
Good.
that. I'm good. I'm okay.
Driving.
Yep, driving.
This, this here's Vincent. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
other
Nice to
Vincent.
meet you.
she just got off work. She's out there delivering the mail.
Yeah. Love you.
Thank
I
you.
love you.
Nice. Very nice. Thanks for introducing her. So I got to get going. I forgot Fox News. I called them earlier and I asked them for an
Good.
interview. They said call back at 3:15. They didn't have a reporter available till 3:15 or 3 o'clock is when the reporter's coming in for the night
Yeah.
or the late
DC
evening
time.
shift. Yep, but 3:15 DC time. Yeah, 3 Maryland
Well,
time,
well,
East
like
Coast
I
time.
said,
Um,
make a video over on TikTok tomorrow,
yeah,
or
yeah, I'm
tonight.
working on it.
Just a little short videos announce, hey, all you truckers out there, truckers' wife, trucker family, everybody here's follow me here on TikTok. Come over to this channel here
Right.
tomorrow. This evening, you need to set up you um, your own YouTube because you have to have so many people before you can even go live
Okay,
on
yeah, just
YouTube.
like TikTok.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So what we've got to do is once you get that channel up, we'll get that link and we'll drop it over here. The mods will drop it over here, and we'll all go over there and flood that deal. We'll see actually if we can get you to go live up through this platform because sometimes it would allow through these like something like this.
All right.
It will allow um, you to go live,
Yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
can get people over on your channel. Or even if we just share the link, go ahead and get people over there. Because when you come in here, it should ask you, do you want to go live on your channels? You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So then,
Okay.
we can daisy chain. So we got your channel going, and we
Yeah.
got my channel going.
I'm gonna
Lisa's
when
got a
I
channel. She could have done that when she came
Yeah, I
in.
can throw you up
yes.
on mine.
All
Texas
right.
can do
Cool.
it.
Cool.
Texas can do it. And we can
That's
be
what
on
it's
both.
about, right? We all
It
sharing data and
Yeah,
information and
yes,
each other. That's what
yeah,
it's about. It's not about you or me or you.
no,
It's about we, the people. Or sorry, we the
yeah.
truckers. I was thinking that could be the name of it. We the truckers of what
we
I
the
do on the
truckers.
other. We the truckers. We the people. We
Well,
the
either
truckers.
way, it's. I put
Uh,
up there truckers standing together, as a
the
thing,
name doesn't
and
matter. The name doesn't matter. The unity is what matters. The numbers is what matters.
I mean,
So
well, I've got
that's
a whole. I've probably got six. I got probably got 6,000 deaf people, that I could bring in here too. That's truck
wow.
driving.
Yes.
Get them
Sweet.
involved. But
Sweet. Let's do it. I got some work to do and yeah, maybe I'm going to do a little video right now doing that and then it's going to take me all night to get on the other social media platforms and start up a new thing cuz I don't want to use like my private Facebook and all that, right? I want to
No,
start a new, you know.
go on to Proton Mail and go get yourself an email on Proton Mail. That's probably the most
Proton
secure
Mail.
email. Yep,
Hold on.
PROTONMAIL. I'm telling you,
Mail.
you
Okay.
got a few people in here. Like he's real good at all the Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. He's
Cool.
got that
the
down
Cool.
pat.
security,
And
the
then
security behind the scenes, watching your back. You know what
Well
I'm
then,
saying?
yeah. And on top of that, maybe you can
tell
be the
you
one to keep. Go ahead.
to keep what? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say maybe GT, you can be one of the main people that keep me accountable at all times. I'm a
Oh, I'll
firm
keep you
believer in
accountable.
that. Well, meaning like none of this goes to my head. I don't want to sell out. I don't want to, but I also can't say what I'm gonna do in the future, right? If we're all being
No,
honest, you never
you've
know.
also got to be careful. Like I said, let's put it this way: in the convoy, it came to a point where we couldn't tell people our plans, right?
Nope.
Because when we try to tell people our plans where we were going, they'd taken clips from stupid crap people had done that were in the convoy. We're sending it ahead of us and then telling us it's the type of people you want on your property or
Yeah.
whatever and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then those people would cancel on us. I mean, you're unique. You're one person, right? Like I said, it's harder. You can't infiltrate one person. I mean,
I got you. Yeah,
you see what I
Yeah.
I
mean?
got you.
It,
And
Yes.
that's the reason why we got to keep it simple. We don't need a whole
yeah.
bunch of people trying to take over something. We don't need to create a group or whatever because no
Yes.
matter what, once you start doing that, they will infiltrate it. They will
Well, from what I
make the whole
understand,
Yeah.
the
thing look
emails
like a shit show.
alone, are powerful, right? Like if I can get 100,000 emails from truck drivers and or their
Yeah.
families,
Yeah,
that wouldn't that make it better if I come
that's
back
what I
in
was
3
saying.
weeks? Hey Trump, look what I have, and I did
Yeah.
all of this on my dime as a truck driver.
Yeah.
Right.
Like all those gifts the other day, right? I'm going to use all that money on printing that stuff out if I have to, because that's going to be a hundred
Right.
thousand pages. That's a lot of money, right? Things cost
Yeah,
money.
and
So
that's the way to do it is when people
yeah,
give if you get help out. I mean, that's what all of our money went to was printing stuff and
yep.
because we went to different places around the country and set up
Let
booths and so
let, let me explain the situation here. Like I told you also, those emails can be put into PDF, right? And that PDF link can be hosted and you can share that PDF link. So you can go over there and bombard.
Wait a
We
minute.
could
Wait a minute.
post like your
Can I?
video on one.
Can I?
Listen to me.
Okay.
Hold on. Slow down. You can post that because Trump social, right? His Trump media over there. We can have people posting your video on his post, right? On his link, your video, and that PDF on his post. Okay. Until we get it, Mr. Trump, you need to speak to this man. He's speaking for us. Mr. Trump, you know what I'm saying? It's literally, we the people, we the American truckers need attention now. Not
Immediately.
letting it, but
Correct.
that's the whole thing. We can sit over here and talk all day long.
Sure. We're truck drivers.
But
Yeah.
there's ways it has to be shared out there. These people in these things, they can do the same thing. They can go over there, and I guarantee you, if we get enough people bombarding his page, he will see it
Right. All
because
right.
he
Well, let's
does
do it.
repost other people's stuff every once in a while.
Let
He
me
does.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. If my wife were to, okay, let's say we get 100,000 emails, right? And my wife puts them all on a PDF form and we organize them to grievance, right? Like this is financial, this is health, this is the roads, this is mechanical, right? Mechanics ripping me off, whatever.
Parking,
Like we
parking,
parking, showers, whatever,
insurance,
right?
insurance.
Women, I don't feel safe at a certain truck stop, or I almost got attacked, whatever. Like everybody's going to have different issues in their life. So
Grievances.
we kind of organize them all into like 5 simple areas. Let me ask you a question. Is there a way where we can get a link to that to We the
Well,
Truckers where
everybody should
everybody
have
can go on
something
there and
about the
look?
rates. Like I said, the
Right,
main thing,
right.
what I said, focus. It's like when you focus on one thing, right? How do we manifest things? We
I
focus
hear
on
you.
one thing, one
I hear
step.
you.
First
Yes,
step is rates. We got to do something about these rates. A
that's
guaranteed
true.
rate,
All the other
something, because that's what the number one issue is right now is the money for
yes,
people to pay their mortgage, to pay for their truck, to
Wow.
fix their
their
truck,
medical,
all this stuff
their
Yeah.
to
medical.
stay in
So
business.
so what I'm speaking about is can we make it to where we're transparent with everybody? I feel like that's how you get bigger. When people see you're genuine, and I don't want to get bigger for myself. I want to get bigger so we get something done, so we get numbers, we, the
Right,
truckers. So if
right.
we are being transparent with everyone and they can go on to these PDFs and everybody can see that, hey, we're not alone, maybe that will inspire other drivers. Like I felt like I was alone. Lisa just said something. I forget what it was, but oh, how she won't book a load outside of the US. I'm like that too, Lisa. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one that did that. I'm like, cool. None of you guys are like American patriots. I'm doing this on my own. I'm a fool because I'm making my family suffer because I'm being some outlaw trucker not taking
No.
freight from a broker in Syria when everybody else is just doing it to survive. I'm trying to have principle and make
Yeah.
it better for everyone and
No. You're
so you
not.
made
You
me
have
feel
principle.
you give me hope. That's what
Good.
I'm saying though. We
Well, like
all
I said,
need
just get
that.
my
More of us
info
need
from
that.
him, and we will. I could probably speak for him too. We're willing to give you the information to help you. Like, we've
Cool.
been through a lot of stuff. He spent a lot of time building up all these things on, like I said, social media platforms. I had to figure out how for us to be safe and secure and everything we were doing, like emails and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'll send you whatever information. I'll tell you what information. You know,
Right.
if you want help, we offer our help. When you have people coming
That's
in and trying
awesome.
to take
Yeah.
over, that's a whole different story. You know what I mean?
That's
So
I
that's
completely
how you
agree.
can
And
start to tell who's really in it for in it. Yeah, like we'll give you
right.
our information. We'll share with you what we had to learn because that's gonna save you months,
Right.
months.
That's
Like
awesome. Let's do it. Yeah.
there's a lot
That's
to it. Yeah, when you're just
okay.
trying to
Well,
start out by yourself, you're like, and you make all these mistakes that we've already made those mistakes. So we'll give you
you
the
guys can give me the
information
shortcut.
for the
Yeah,
greater
you
good.
guys are the shortcut.
Well,
Thank
and,
you.
and
Yeah,
see, that's the whole point.
yeah.
You had a goal, and see, I didn't jump on your deal and everything else to help you go talk to a congressman. I didn't jump on your deal to back you to go talk to anybody but Trump, right? You see what I'm saying? And everybody else is
Copy.
redirecting you. Go over here and talk to this
Yeah, I don't want to do
association.
that.
Everybody's
Right.
trying to redirect you from your goal, right? Pick that goal, set that goal. Let's make that goal. I'm
Trump
behind you.
rates.
Uh,
Trump rates. That's it. That's number
yeah,
one. Trump rates.
yeah,
Simple.
yeah.
I like it.
And I mean, like I said, Everybody else is trying to redirect you 50,000 directions and take you off your original mission,
You know why,
right?
right? You know why? Why is that? Because if you
Gatekeepers.
can waste, yes, if you can, just like these phones are doing to our kids, the next generation, if you can waste my time, I don't get anything done. These other people are living fancy lives. They do not want this. The 100 families out there that are living it up off our dime on vacation 9 months out of the year, they don't want this to succeed.
And
Trust
how
me.
many of those people that jumped on that live yesterday was like, oh no, this and oh no, that, no, oh, negative, negative. How do you know those aren't brokers? Have their own brokerage firm. They
I
don't
know.
want you in front of Trump. You know
Listen,
what I'm saying?
anybody
Yeah, you
anybody
don't
that's
know who those
negative,
people are.
anybody that says I can't do it, well,
Yeah.
anybody that says I can't do it or I shouldn't do it, to me is, I don't, keep on scrolling. I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't have time for all that. I don't want
That's
to talk
what I
about
said yesterday.
school pew pews. I don't want to talk. That's not what this is for. That's not what this channel is for. Move
When
on.
when I first
You know,
saw your video, that video you were doing, you were in front of the White House and you was asking to see Donald Trump, trying to get in front of him with your message, right? That's what I'm supporting. I'm not
nice.
supporting the ADA. I'm not supporting uh, Truckers United, blah, 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 this over here. I'm supporting you to get in front of Trump to get a message to him from
Gotcha.
all of us. That's it.
Right.
I don't want to talk to no damn congressman. I mean, Sean Duffy got, some of the heads of some of these things. We could try to get a hold of them. Sean Duffy, like I said, the Commerce Department, the Labor Department, some of that's fine, but we still, because the person that's going to take this stuff and hand it over to Sean Duffy is Trump. You need to
Right.
fix this,
Right.
right? That's
Yes.
what we need. We put him there. We put donated money to get him into office. We voted for him. He needs to listen to us. We, the people, have the power. He said it. So we, the people, need to speak to him, not a congressman, not
Amen.
some group.
Amen.
We want you up there handing over our
Hey,
grievances
maybe
to
that'll
that
be
man.
great. If I don't get a load, I'll go back to the White House on Monday. What better on Labor Day than for me to be spending it there trying to get a hold of him? Hopefully, I don't know. Is he coming
I
back to
hope you get a
DC?
load because here's the thing.
I
And
know. I
Lisa
know.
can tell you this. Hold on. Listen. Do not put yourself in a bind because here's the other way this happens is that when you start running low on money and that stress starts happening and everything else, you will not be
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
accomplish it, right?
I'm not
So
excited anymore. Yeah. I get it.
don't. I want you, if you can get a load, it don't have to because it's not going to happen on Labor Day. It's not going to happen this weekend. You're not going to
Gotta
talk to
pace
nobody.
yourself.
In reality, in reality, you're just wasting your time. Other than what you're doing on
Yeah,
TikTok
you
and
gotta
stuff
pace
like that.
yourself.
Right.
Uh, if I mean, maybe if he goes down to Mar-a-Lago, right? Take a
Right.
damn load down to Florida to Mar-a-Lago. Go
Where's
outside
Mar-a-Lago? What
Mar-a-Lago's.
big city is that by? Is that by
Uh,
Jacksonville?
no, no, no. That's Florida.
You don't think that? I know it's Florida. Jacksonville is
Don't get
Florida.
me to lying.
So,
Ah.
Yeah.
And
where is
I wonder,
Mar-a-Lago?
that wouldn't be
I'll look.
considered like stalking or anything, would it? Nah.
No,
Okay. Well, who knows? But yeah.
No.
Um.
where's
Okay.
Mar-a-Lago?
Uh.
Yeah, just
Mar-a-Lago.
pace yourself. It's holiday weekend. Nobody's in DC right now. I assure
I
you.
mean,
So
Mar-a-Lago is a
just
country
pace
club.
yourself.
Maybe you could get into the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll buy you a beer.
Trust me when I say this, like even when I was at the White House 2 days
Palm
ago,
Beach.
I wanted to go. Obviously, I've never been in DC before. I wanted to go look at like, some of the statues and read them and stuff like that. But I'm a very strange man. When I am out here on the road, I just can't enjoy myself without my wife and kids. And especially at the very least, I need my wife with me to actually enjoy things.
Well,
And I know that might sound
yeah,
stupid and
you
weird, like
want
I'm
to share
wasting my
that
life.
experience. It's not.
Yes.
It's
Well,
a
Yeah.
good
like I
thing.
told
It
my
means you want
Talk
to
wife,
share
about
your
it.
experience with your family.
like I
Yes.
told Carrie, once the kids were grown and everything else, and she came out and on the road with me,
Yeah.
I told her, "You're my home, right?
Yeah.
You're my
Yeah.
home. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
When I'm with you, I'm at home.
Right.
That's it."
Right. That's
You're
right.
good. You gotta let this poor guy go so he can get ready for his little interview.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta
But
go.
yeah,
I
it's
gotta
in
call
Palm
Fox News.
Beach.
They might hear me.
Mar-Lago is in Palm Beach.
Where's Palm Beach by? Miami? No.
Oh, Palm Beach.
Yeah, it's near Miami.
Miami. Okay. Gosh, that's the worst place to get out of, but that's
I
okay.
know.
It's great
I
to get
know.
there. Horrible. All right.
But
All right, you
sometimes you got to
guys.
make that sacrifice, you know.
I know. I know. The mayor, it was great to meet you. I'll exchange my information
Take
with you.
care. Good to meet
With
you
you
too.
also. All right. Yeah. Good to meet you. All right.
Sounds good.
GW, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right. Bye.
So, how's everything
Is that
else
what
going
you
with
were
you, man?
calling for?
Huh?
Oh,
Actually, no. I
it's
was trying to
live.
find out. I was trying to find out because I hadn't talked to you in a minute. How you're doing? Um,
We were just talking about you the other day too. I was like, I need to call him. I hadn't talked to him in a while. So why don't you give me a phone call when you wrap this up, and I'll talk to you. I'll tell you all about it.
okay, I will. But yeah,
Cause I ain't
I don't know.
publishing
This
it.
right. Uh, I know that
He seems like a nice guy.
he is. He is. I mean, Mike, who Texas says she's in the back room. You gonna come up and say hi, Texas, Jennifer?
You know I do.
Hi.
Hi, Melissa.
What's she doing?
I'm
Hi.
doing
How
good.
you doing?
Doing good.
Good. I hadn't talked to you in a while. I kind of disappeared.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So, what y'all think of the
I'm
live?
on a simplify my life. It was good.
It was really
I
good.
think that he's trying to break ground again where other people have tried to break ground. So maybe it needs a new face. Who knows?
You know, and that's what I
Well,
seen.
I'll
You
give
know,
him all
I
my
seen,
support.
I seen his heart. You know, when I watched that video, when I
Yeah.
first saw that video on TikTok, I just thumbing through there, and there he was, and
Yeah.
he was live, and I was
Well,
listening to him, and
that's
I was
probably
like,
God.
you know, either way, you know, to eat actually, you know, give him some heads up on what to watch out for, or whatever, you know, whatever advice I could give him, um, because, you know how the freaks will come out, you know, and he's a good guy. He's got kids, everything else. I understand. I understand where he's coming from. You know, we've all been there. We're all suffering, and that's the whole thing. You know, everybody's already done this, and this, but he's trying. Technically, I think he's trying something a little different because he's literally going to the head. Right, go to the head and then go down
Well, that's
because
what like
we've
we talked
already
about
done all this
yesterday.
stuff talking to all the Congress people. We've already done all this stuff talking to FMCSA, all this other crap. We need to get to the man himself and get the message
Well,
to him, and
well,
then
like
he
we
can
talked
give the
yesterday,
orders.
GWT. We talked about this yesterday. And I mean, you need to go, yes, you need to go to the belly of the beast, but you also need to go to the head of the cabinets, those each departments. Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Commerce, you
You
know,
know,
all those aspects, hit all those. I mean, and that's how you're going to work yourself up to the ladder. That's it. Point blank and simple. You start
Well,
hitting Howard Ludnick.
I'm a
You hit Sean
multi-pronged
Duffy.
person.
I mean,
I'm
you
a
start.
multi-pronged person. Is you deal with the secretaries and you still aim for the head too, because you never know what door might open.
right?
But the
Exactly.
Congress, I ain't even worried about Congress. They ain't doing
Exactly,
crap. I
Lisa.
agree with you, but I agree with her in the whole, you go to the heads of all the regulatory people, the departments, and you
Mo-
aim for the
Most of
trucks at the
Congress is
same
already
time.
bought off and paid off by the corporations and these big trucking companies and everything, anyways. So it doesn't
Absolutely.
There's no
absolutely.
refill.
They don't work for us. They don't work. They're working for them.
I know.
We need to go to the person that's working for us, and that's Trump. Period. Somehow or
Absolutely.
another.
How much?
Somehow or another. There's plenty of people out there that can if we bombard him enough at real Donald Trump on his page, his TikTok, everything, all his social media, White House, whatever .gov, and somehow or another
Do I have a
we
card with y'all?
get him. You know what I'm saying?
No,
That way
I was
he
gonna
can
try and
delegate
buy
that
some
authority down,
cigarettes, but that's
to
all
where it
right.
needs to
Thank
go.
you. Oh, sorry.
Absolutely. I mean, and it doesn't need to be a whole group of people either going there
No,
and doing this. It needs to be one person.
one person.
Hey, Lisa,
So
you're doxing yourself.
yeah, Lisa, you're doxing yourself
Well, which way? Which way?
from your driver's license.
Jeebus, babe. That's okay.
But I mean, and everything is like, go to the head of the snake. Yes, absolutely. Aim for the big shot, the man who runs it
Thank you.
all. Absolutely. But go through the channels. I mean, we've done this. We've done this back in 2020 already. We met with Congress. We met with Senate.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of them trucking guys did the same fucking thing. Exactly. They did the same thing. They met with everybody, but I
Yep.
don't know. We can't quit
And,
trying. We just gotta find a different approach.
and
And if
most of
that's
those
his
people that
approach and
go
it
up
seems
there,
to be a little different, then we'll support him.
Yep.
most of those guys that go up there, anyways, they have their own agenda. I mean, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
They have their own agenda, and it's not most of the time. It's not even the agenda for we the people. It's what they're want.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
it's going to be what they want to get up there and have said. And I mean, that's the reason why, like, a lot of times when you go up there, you can't even live stream that stuff. I mean, didn't they have some issue with live streaming during that meeting y'all had?
In the
Lisa?
Senate,
Yeah,
I'm not even sure we could live stream. I don't know if that was an option or anyone tried to. I wasn't
I think
told
there
you
was an
couldn't,
issue.
but I
I think
mean,
there was an issue with it about something or another about live streaming it because they didn't want the proof that we'd been up there to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? That's the
well,
whole
and
point.
behind closed doors, they're way different behind closed doors than they are when the fucking media comes in, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. They're so damn two-faced,
They're
double-faced,
super
triple-faced.
calm. Yeah, they're super calm, and then when you get in the media, then they're very theatrical.
Right.
But that's what sells. You know what I mean? That's what sells to the people. Like people want that.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the people's fucking problem. If you guys weren't so goddamn reactive to everything, then they wouldn't put on theatrics, but they do because they know it's gonna get likes and
Drama.
shares and a reaction and
Drama.
drama and blah 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 blah.
Well, that's basically what happened with the convoy. Everybody was so into the drama of things that was going on, and then that started getting shared, and put out there and
Yeah.
everything else. But see, that's what the whole point. They create the drama to deflect from the true message. You know, um,
Well,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
whole. I know that's the point. So you can't really. I don't know. There's not. I mean, you just gotta try and hope that you're dealing with good, hearts, genuine people, because then you don't need the drama. So I don't know. We've been down this road. I'm kind of burned out, dude. Like, where do you fucking start? You know what I mean? Like, we've all been through it. Do you start on the local level? Do you start on the highest level? Do you start in the middle? Like, who's gonna listen to you? How much money do you have to burn? How much time do you have to burn until you can't fucking take care of yourself or your people anymore? honestly, what we all did, we hit hard. We took a big sacrifice for it, and I
Yeah.
would do it all again. But I'm not where I fucking could have been if I would have just fucking kept my fucking nose down. You know what I mean? But you know what? I also got to learn a beautiful blessing that something I said to somebody they took heart to, and then they did this huge big thing in New York. Like, it sparked them off. I got to hear this awesome story that made me feel really good, because you never get to know the fruits of your labors normally.
Right.
Normally you just hope whatever you're doing in a positive manner makes a difference. And I got to hear the fruit of my labor one day, and this person was like done with what they were going to do with the trucking convoy and everything, and they heard something I said.
Cut out.
Yep.
That made it, I mean, that I was blessed
You,
to know that it made it all worthwhile. Like, even though I sacrificed, it still affected someone else in a positive way.
right.
And that's what you have to take from it, I guess.
Well, see, and
Same
it's
with
like
him.
with me,
He might not
with
get anywhere. We're going to support him.
right. It's the same thing with me when I was in a convoy and we had all that stuff coming in underneath the bleachers.
What is
We
this?
had a big pallet full of dog food come in. Well, that was donated.
Yeah.
So we donate. We called a no kill shelter to have it come in. Well, one of the guys over there, he was just throwing a fit. And you remember the guy that walked around with the flag on his shoulder, and he had kind of the goatee and everything, and he stayed up there around that area. I can't remember what his name was. Actually, I think he passed away. If I heard right, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
he was throwing a big old fit. Oh no, we need that. No, we need that. And I was like, no. I was like, we're going to donate this. It's already been covered. Everything's cool. And boy, he was throwing fit. He's taking pictures and everything else like we were still in it. You know what I mean? And we loaded everything in the truck. And I looked at him. I said,
Mhm.
look, those that give receipt will be rewarded, right? I said, and I guarantee you that pallet will be full. We'll have twice the dog food over there that
Right.
we had before. Okay, don't worry about it. And treats. So we loaded up the back of this pickup with all this stuff, and he's pulling out the gate. He's still throwing a fit, and as he's sitting there throwing that fit, a man walks up with a big 50-pound bag of dog food. And says, "Where do I put this?" Right? And I looked at him. I said, "Hand it to him. He knows where it goes." By the end of the day, by the end of the day, he came and found me, pulled me over there. He said, "I got to show you something. You were right. You changed my whole outlook on life about giving." And when I went over there and he looked down
Yeah.
at that pallet, he pointed me up out there was two palletfuls there, right? Just like I said there would be.
Yeah.
So those who bless others shall be blessed, right? That's what it says in the word.
Yeah. I agree.
So that's the way we've got to do it. This guy, he took his time and his money up there, kind of like we did. He's going out on a limb. I'm behind him, but I don't want to see him get hijacked. I want him to stay focused with his mission, and his
Yeah.
mission
No,
was to
I
get in front
agree.
of Trump
I agree. And,
somehow.
yeah, that's a blessing that you saw that. So, I mean, there's a couple, some good people and stuff like that. And that's what I was telling them. Like, we'll all give you the information. If you see someone trying
Right,
to come in and take over, that's when you need to be concerned. I said, as long as
right,
people are just giving you the information and trying to assist you, that's a blessing. But the moment someone tries to come in and take over, that's a whole different story.
right. Well, and that's
Like,
kind of
I
the
don't want
way
to
I
be in
felt.
DC. I ain't got time for that or nothing. Like, you want to put your time and effort into it, I'll teach you how to set all this stuff up for you safely so that you can protect yourself, because those are all things we had to learn.
Well, and here's the thing:
Right
the
now,
way
I
I
just
look
don't
at it
care
is
anymore.
this: we did the convoy and everybody trying to support this big ass convoy and feed a whole big ass convoy. I
Yeah,
think we can take care of one person.
yeah,
We don't need
yeah, for
trillions
sure.
of dollars, millions of dollars, and
Yeah,
all
for
that
sure.
crap to get this one
Well, but
person
that
in.
situation was that particular situation was about the numbers. That
Right.
particular situation called for the numbers. This one, we can get the numbers, but we don't need 100,000 people in DC for it. We just need one guy that's persistent as shit with 100,000 people behind him. You know?
Right. Absolutely.
So
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, we can all get over there, and that's the whole thing. The way I look at it
where is
is if
this
we can't get
guy?
him in front of Trump, it's our failure. If he's there to do it, and we can't get him in front of Trump, it's our failure. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
Because it's our voice. We the people,
yeah.
right?
So we just
We just need to get our
yeah.
voice in
I
front of
mean,
him.
he needs to work with the department, the head, departments of whatever, transportation, all that too. Work that angle, work Trump at the same time with one message. It's just got to be one clear message. We all learned about that. It can't be
Right.
convoluted. It's got to be one clear message. And then once you have the door open on the one clear message, then you can bring the other stuff in.
Well, if we
So,
had people over there in the comments, oh, we need a trucker
anyway.
shutdown and all this stuff. We can't do
All
a trucker
right.
shutdown. People would die.
Well, I'm going to have to get going.
All right.
It's not going to happen, and y'all fucking know it. You know that's not going to happen. And if you do it in the
Right.
wrong period, they're running sand out here with AI fucking trucks, driving the self-driving trucks. They're running sand out here in Orla. They got a whole
No
2 mile
shit.
conveyor belt, and they got driverless trucks out there. Atlas or man, I'll find out the name. They got a whole deal out there right now of driverless trucks up on
Well,
them leash roads and a two
here's
mile
here's my
conveyor hauling
reality.
sand.
What what I see just working where I'm at right now, what I do, right? Driving the
This
truck that
is
I drive is I see medicine, I see checks going out to people and stuff like that. If we stop hauling, right, we're not just affecting the big companies up here. People will
oh
die without their medications. Their electric bill. You
yeah,
know what I'm
you
saying?
don't know what, and
They-
then
They're
you're just heartless. Yeah, you're just heartless bastards at that point.
yeah,
But I'm just saying, like, if you
yeah,
don't fill the need, there will be a way to fill the need for you, and you ain't gonna like it. It's like McDonald's and the
absolutely.
fucking California $22 minimum wage. Guess what they're doing? Kiosks. They're having two people run the store when they could have had fucking
Yep.
10, and they're running kiosks. This guy is crazy.
I went into
All
Taco
right,
Bell
I
last
gotta
night.
go
There was
deal
nobody came to
with.
the counter. There was a kiosk there where I had to order.
I know they're
Right in
assholes.
Tulsa. Hmm. Yep. So, anyways, love you. I'll call you later.
Yeah.
And everybody that came on,
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
love
It's good to
y'all.
see you guys.
Love you, Lisa.
Love you.
All right.
Love
So
you too, darling.
Floyd says he's getting his TL next week. Well, hopefully you can get on with the
Good
post
luck, Floyd.
office. you know. Yeah.
Where are
Stay over
you?
there
Right
for a
there.
while till we get something worked out. Anyways, love all
All
y'all.
right, y'all take